Welcome into the Cam and Strick podcast, episode number 135. Cam, can you count that high?
Nope. No. I mean, yeah, if you want me to. You want me to fucking do a test for you? I told you, Andy,
Listen.
don't start with me right off the bat because I'll do an IQ test with you and I'll fucking beat you, dude. I will beat you in an IQ test. I bet you. As long as there's no math. As long as there's no math, history, this, that, and the other. No. I don't even know what the fuck it is, but I think I could beat you.
Hey, I asked you a question. What does IQ stand for?
No idea.
Yeah.
That's probably part of the fucking thing.
That's the first question.
What is it? That's what I thought, motherfucker. Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm not taking it. I'm not taking the test.
Are you embarrassed? It's a lose-lose for you. That's a lose-lose for you, man. You beat me, hey, you're supposed to beat me. If I beat you, it's like, fuck. It's like you fighting a fucking heavyweight or something. It's a lose-lose for them. What are you supposed to beat you up? You look like shit.
Can I just tell you this? I was barbecuing all weekend. I got the new Traeger. I got tri-tips. I got steaks, burgers, fish. I had some salmon. I had halibut. We had a little bit of everything. Let me just say this, though. I did it once. I may never do it again. I mean, I love the Traeger. I may do some stuff for like the family here and there, but like having people over and doing all that, Cam,
pain in the ass,
is the hardest I've worked in so long. I'm sweating profusely. I'm going up and down, in and out. Yeah. I've got dishes galore. Everybody's having fun, hanging out. I'm at the barbecue grill.
Yeah, you'll get used to it.
It's not for me.
No. Well, it's not for you because you don't eat meat. But as far as the relaxation part of it, Andy, you got to get control better. Dude, you're a fucking rookie. So like, people have to help you with certain things, but you have a fucking Traeger. You put the shit on and you let it go. Your phone pops up. It's the easiest goddamn thing in the world. Go try cooking steaks on a Weber and shit like that. You got to be right there. You're sweating your ass off. And by the way, who the fuck wants to eat steaks on a Traeger? You don't slow cook steaks like that, dude. You need to sear them. You need to sear them with fire and high heat. He goes up to 500 degrees. That's fine, but it's not over the heat. So fuck your steaks. Now,
Cam, I don't think you understand what the Traeger is. Like, it's not just a slow cooker. It's a barbecue pit, dude. It is over fire.
There's no fire underneath the fucking. There's no flame underneath the steak.
Yes, there is.
No, there's not. It's on the side. It's on the side. You put the pellet, and all the heat comes in the side, and it goes up that way. You're not on direct heat. It's not. There's no fire coming up. Do you ever have to look up like, oh, shit, I got to put some beer on this because there's so much flame? No, you didn't, you dummy.
Okay, well, I see some fire underneath it. I see a flame.
It goes and it smokes it. So the smoke wraps around the meat like that. But with steaks, dude, unless they're fat tomahawks, you could reverse sear them and you could set them aside for a little bit because they're real thick. But the steaks that you showed me, they had no fucking char on them. It was nothing. It's like you just put them in there and let them just bake all the way through. Then you cut them open and they're fucking all gray. I like mine bloody, like a real man. So you can barbecue all you want. You didn't video it, by the way. So you know if that was fucking you or not. So I texted you a million times. Like, I'm busy. No, show me a fucking video. I don't believe you, and I don't believe you ate it.
Well, eating it isn't the issue. I cooked it, and I don't know what you're talking about, Gray. I'm not lying when I say this. The people that I fed, and I fed a lot of people. Okay, I fed a lot of people coming over to eat.
All your vegetarian buddies from Ladue came over and ate your steak. Bull fuck.
Hey, they said, and I'm not joking. And first of all, I've got this Quebec rub that I'm going to give you some. Actually, I think you'll love this stuff.
I want to try some of that shit. 100%, dude.
And I'm bringing you some burgers too, that for you to put up on the grill too.
I don't mind you slow cooking my guy. I don't mind that.
It's not slow cook. Will you stop saying slow cook?
Again,
you act like I'm putting it in a crock pot.
Hey, Dick, again, burgers are usually great right over the fucking heat, like right on the fucking the fire. You want burgers on a fire, but I've taken fat burgers with like juice, like cheese in them, and I just let them sit there and off the main heat and just let them kind of just chill for like 15, 20 minutes. Like, I don't mind that. But again, burgers, I like them smashed. I want fire on them. I want char. That's what real men do. But I'll still eat your shit.
You probably cook like frozen hamburgers, like out of a box from Costco.
You're so funny.
And then you set them out. You're
such a nerd. I have a fucking sponsor that's a butcher, and I sweet shit about it all the time. I show you my fat tomahawks on Instagram that gets a fucking lot of attention because if you post food on Instagram and shit, it blows up. That's why you need to start doing it. You need to build up your goddamn social media.
Really? So I should have posted that?
Yeah, not yet, Andy, because you has to be perfect because I don't even post. I don't post steaks unless it's unbelievable looking because the optics people will bash you for it. So it can go either way. But if you show like a big chunk of meat that you're going to do and you post it, man, people are like, oh, fuck yeah, I'll give you a like on that bad boy.
Well, listen, I've got the pictures. So like, you know, they don't ever go old. I could post that today. People would have no idea. They don't know.
Yeah, but they're going to judge the meat though. And I don't know if it looked, I don't know yet. Don't post those steak pictures of all no char and it's all gray.
I didn't send you the pictures pink. This morning. You said they look great.
That's not steak. That wasn't a steak.
That's a steak. It's a tri-tip. It's a tri-tip, dude. That is a steak.
I'm just saying, dude.
I mean, Cam gets so competitive with this barbecue thing.
Because you're trying to be me. I do the barbecue shit. I talk about barbecue, and all of a sudden now you're a fucking barbecue magician, and then you don't even like video it. And so you're like, look what I did. Like, video the motherfucker. I don't believe you.
Let me explain what happened here, just so people know, okay? So I was looking for a grill for a long time after we moved to our old house. Because when I moved to my old house from my previous house before that, the barbecue pit broke. And so I didn't have one, and we were going to get one last year. And I was like, let's wait till the new house. How did it break?
The wind? Because you didn't use it.
No.
The wind knock it down?
In the move. I don't know what happened. It just broke. And I couldn't get the starter. And it was like, you know, it's kind of a piece of shit. So I was looking around, and I get this call. It's like a voice. It's like an act of God. This guy calls me, who I've known for a long time. And he runs like a very popular butcher here in town that's been around for like 60 years. And he's like the butcher to the stars, like all the Cardinals and the Blues, like owners, management, players, they all order from him and he delivers to their house. And it's the best quality meats you can find at an unbelievable price. So
he was
like, no, it is. So he's like, you know, let's do something together. And then he hears, this is before I go on the radio and I'm like, listen, I need a grill. Somebody hook me up with a grill. He's listening. He's like, dude, we have grills too. He's like, why don't we set you up with the grill and then get this thing rolling? So he brings this grill over, you know, and I go from having no grill to like the nicest grill, dude. Have no idea what I'm doing. It's a nice one. It's a nice one. And I have no idea what I'm doing. And he's like, you have no clue what you're doing here, dude. And I said, no. So he showed me everything, how to get things going. And they've hooked it up and I'm feeding people. And I will say, listen, I agree with what you're saying. It is relaxing. It is fun. But I had like 25 people here, something like that. It is a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work.
Andy, you need to entertain people. So it's like, that's tough. I get that. You're probably like fucking sweating, like, is it overcooking? But again, a Traeger, like the heat's balance, man. It's not like, it ain't that different.
It's like not going to burn. It's not going to burn.
Yeah, but some shit you want to burn, some shit you want to get char, some shit you know, like burgers and like real steaks and shit like that. You know, that's great for, again, brisket and ribs. And dude, I'm going to show you, man. I'm glad that you're into it. Just don't fucking brag to me that your food's fucking good the first time you fucking did shit. I saw the meat.
God. So no, I swear. No. People are saying it's the best steak.
You don't believe in God.
No. Listen, people say it's the best steak they ever had. Now I will admit to you something. Like I have no idea. I had no idea what I was doing. Like I Googled it.
I know you didn't.
Okay. I kind of guessed on the heat. I didn't know how long to keep this shit. I'm flipping it around. I've got the tongs. Like my setup is so professional. Yeah,
you flipped it around on a Traeger, like flipping it back and forth. What the fuck, dude? You are out of your mind, dude.
So internally in my head, here I have all these people here.
Yeah,
and they're like flipping out because like here I am like making all these steaks. Everybody's laughing, taking pictures, whatever, and I'm like, this has got to be good, man, because people are hungry. You know, now all of a sudden, like I looked it up and it said it took like 60 to 90 minutes to cook this damn thing. So I'm like, oh shit, I better get this thing going right now. So I've got the steaks going.
What thing was that?
Quick one. The tri-tip.
Tri-tip.
Yeah, and not many people know what this is.
It's like what is that? Is it a vegetarian thing? What the fuck is a tri-tip? No, and I'm not
it's like a fancy steak, dude. Like very fancy. It's almost like a brisket.
Okay.
It cuts like a brisket. The knife just slid right through there, Cam. And I put the Quebec seasoning for everybody up there in Quebec. I put the Quebec seasoning on there. And it came out incredible. The salmon was great. And I had the salmon, I had the halibut. It was unbelievable. So listen, I'm learning as we go. Okay.
So funny. First time you ate steak, it was best steak I've ever had. All your buddies that came over, all the vegetarian, wealthy people from the rich part of Ladue that come over to your house, and they're like, "Oh, this is the best steak I've ever had." You've never had a steak, so you don't even know how to judge it. So maybe they did kiss your ass. But I will say this: you got to learn how to enjoy yourself, or it's just not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't start in a fucking 25 people at your house with Ty's party. You know, like that's you put yourself in a jam on that one, and they probably all have fucking food poisoning.
Well, so all of Ty's little buddies are over. You know, that was easy. The hot dogs. You know, I got like 5 or 6 minutes.
That's
on those
easy
puppies.
shit.
That's easy.
Yeah.
But the moms, they come over and they're hanging out. I want to make sure everything looks good. The moms, they bring the heat, no pun intended, with the barbecue on the weekends. I just love having everybody over just to hang out outside.
It's so funny,
listen, and Cam, you know how this is too. When you have like a new house, you move, whatever. We moved in the winter time. So now it's getting to spring, and now we're starting to like be able to have some people over and hang out, large gatherings. And it was a lot of fun, man. I enjoyed doing it.
Good.
So now we're going to have you over. Okay.
I'm not eating your bullshit yet, dude. You need to be like 4 years deep of barbecue. I'm not even that great. I fuck up shit all the time, and I'm way ahead of you. So it's difficult, dude. Like it really, really is.
What are you messing up?
I mess up shit. Well, now that I got a bigger grill, I have a gas / charcoal. And if I need to put something on the gas grill, it's easy to control the heat. But I always did Weber, a little Weber. I'd put two. Just controlling the heat on a Weber is so much more difficult. The less room, but if you're able to conquer that and kind of always on the ball, because if you're cooking with a Weber, whatever it is, you're always going out there and looking at it. Where a Traeger, you just press a fucking button, and it's like over, you know. So it's like it just kind of gets you into the groove a little bit more. So like, you know, sometimes I'll fuck ribs up where I'll overcook it, or I'll wrap it too quick, and then it's too. I don't want to rip the bone right out. I don't want it to be that. I forgot the word. I like to kind of bite in, and actually you can see your teeth mark on it. That's how a good rib is supposed to look. But man, there's a lot to it, Andy, man. There really, really is. But it's fun. I am barbecuing all fucking weekend. My favorite sponsor ever, besides what we have on the podcast, Car Shield and all that shit, is my fucking corner butcher, man. They hook me up. I go in there. Kate and I went in there. I go, I want that 2 fat fuck tomahawks. Give me them fucking STL ribs, baby. Give me that. So they got all kinds of shit. And now you make your day of it, dude. You prep it in the morning. You put one on one thing. You put the other thing on the charcoal. It's a blast, man.
Yeah,
you chill. You listen to music. You don't know shit.
You don't know shit. Dropping. I went to Paul's Market in the morning.
All right, okay, we're done with this. Let's talk
now.
Now
you're name dropping. So I went to Paul's Market.
You name dropped the whole fucking time. You're telling me that your butcher is the best in town, and I'm like, fuck you. So now you're fucking bringing him up. I'm bringing him. I know I got to pump my shit up.
I didn't name it. I didn't even give the name. So now I got to give the name. Paul's Market.
All right, there you go. Now we're done. All right, it's over. You still suck. I like that the step that you made. Stop bragging about it. You're not there yet.
Cam,
you don't even
just because I send you a picture does not mean I'm bragging about it.
No.
You get so upset. He was having, can I just tell people?
You're going to get a cat now. You're going to fucking move to St. Albans. You're going to get out of here.
I'll move to St. Albans when I'm retired because it's a retirement community.
No shit. I'm retired at 37. It's kind of fun.
That's true.
Hey, my neighbors came over yesterday because the pups come out. So they all congregate in my house. And they're all dressed up. And I'm like, why the fuck y'all dressed up? And they're like, oh, Cam, we went to church. I'm like, oh, God, that's right.
I know.
I'm like, God, I'm such a fucking. Kate's like shaking her head. I'm like, oh, God almighty.
Cam, it's Sunday. They have their Sunday clothes on. You know, I noticed that too.
Mimosas in our hand.
Oh, I know. I mean, already. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning.
It doesn't matter, Andy. I killed 2 snakes for the neighborhood. I'm like the snake killer now. And this older lady, I should say, banged on my door. She said, Cam, she didn't say Cam, she didn't know who I was, but she's like, my dog's missing. You know what I did, Andy? I went outside and I found that fucking dog, and I grabbed that dog and I picked it up and I walked it all the way to her and I put it in her car. I'm saving the fucking day out here, baby. You're cooking old shit and giving vegetarians meat that they're not even eating. I'm saving lives out here because those snakes could have killed people, and who knows what that dog could have done.
All right. First off, the meat that I make feeds the stars. Okay. Just so you know. Second thing, this lady is a scammer. I know those people that come and knock on your door, they get you out of your house. And then she goes in your house when you're looking for the dog and she robs all your shit. Although
What's
you
she
don't
gonna
have
rob?
anything in your, you
What's
don't
she
have
gonna
anything
rob?
in your house
Unless
right
she-
now.
Unless it's she gets into my stash, then I'll be really pissed.
She knows where your stash is, especially out there.
You can smell it.
Okay.
It's in my studio. Oh fuck, man! I had a good weekend, dude. It's fun.
Yeah.
I'm look. We're gonna do me, and we're
Can
not
I just
about to
tell
do-
you this,
We gotta
Cam?
talk hockey. We gotta talk hockey.
Yes, I am. I'm just like worn out. My brain is a little bit dead right now. It's fried. You know, just over the course of the last 6 months, like throughout the entire season, it's been really long. It's been challenging. You know what I'm saying? It's been challenging. You're constantly, it's constantly on your mind. You can't shake it. It's like the stress of making sure you have what you need, that you're prepared. It's nonstop.
Dude,
And so now it's like the first day that it ends. And I will say this, yesterday with the game ending and the Blues getting swept by Colorado, man, I got to give Colorado all the respect in the world. They're that good. They're fun to watch. It's not a team that you just want to hate because they have so many skilled players and they are so good, man.
You're right.
But it's like almost emotional. Like when you work with the same people every single day and you kind of go through the ups and downs of the team's successes and failures. I don't know, man. Like when it ends, it's kind of hard to explain, like the feeling that you have, like all of a sudden, bang, you go from going 1,000 miles per hour every single day, and now it just ends. It's over. Like no warning, bang, over. And it's like, what do I do now?
Fucking barbecue and get good at it. Gives a shit. You're gonna see those motherfuckers in like 3 months. Who cares? I mean, look. All right. You're right on that, dude. You had your structure, and I have no idea. I sat in my house and watched those fucking games. I had nothing to do with going in there, dealing with the COVID protocol, dealing with different setups. Andy, remember your eyes looked green that one time when you're doing you're because you had to be in a different spot or something. So for you, man, I ain't gonna pump your tires. You worked your ass off. You always do. You have to get there. You have to do all this shit. Everything's bizarre. You can't talk to the players, so you have to do it a different way, which is even more difficult. Just all kinds of shit. So I'm tip of the cap to you, man. Honestly, I chirp you a lot for shit, but you did a good job. Watched you last night. Do I want fucking Bally's to like expand your fuck role? Yes. I mean, do I want them to tell? And this is just me saying it, not you. Do I want you to give updates about this, that, and the other? You do an awesome job. You're well spoken. You look good. Your teeth are fucking white. Your glasses probably should come on here and there because I like you with glasses on sometimes. But on the other hand, you need to be breaking down shit. Like they should put you in a fucking room and be like, here. This is what happens, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. And I know you couldn't do that. You did it before when you had the breakdown sessions with Ryan O'Reilly and all that shit. So, like, I know you wanted to do more. I know you're there all fucking night. You're tired the next day. I'm complaining about dogs, but you're up till 2 o'clock because they have a 9:30 game. So, man, you did a good job, dude. I'm not going to lie to you. Your cooking fucking sucks, though.
My cooking's great. Like I should have brought I could have fed I could have fed 9,000 fans there yesterday. Actually,
that's enough.
I could have.
That's enough.
With
talk hockey.
Market.
Talk hockey. All right, let's get into some shit. Let's go.
I want to give a shout out though, because like if people saw, especially for the road games, real quick, how the producers, the directors, the play-by-play,
you're right,
the color commentaries. Like John Kelly and Darren Pang and these guys,
I know.
Like they're watching the game just like you are at home on a television screen. The producers in the next room, the game is taking place thousands of miles away, and they're calling the game, man. These guys are unbelievable at what they do. And to be able to handle those challenges to the point where when you're watching at home, Cam, you don't even notice any difference. You just assume that the play-by-play and the color guys are there.
And you know what?
Really, like it was eye-opening for me because even like normally, like when I'm at the game, I'm not in the same spot where John is, or where Darren is in a typical season. Darren's between the benches. John's in his spot. I'm in my spot, whatever. So for the road games, it gave me an opportunity to do that. Like you're sitting right in there with them in studio. You're communicating with them, having fun with them throughout the course of the entire game. And, it was a completely different situation. So you know what? As challenging as it wasn't all bad. I think there were a lot of positives that came with it as well.
Well, you know what? You learn how to adapt to the new age. So maybe you don't have to fucking fly to goddamn California to do a game or whatever. And I think that could be good in a sense later down the line if you have the technology. Now, the bitch of it is if you have the same camera angle as everybody else, you're not giving them what you see naturally at the game, right?
Mhm.
I mean, like if you look down, you're like, well, these guys are cross-checking each other here, but the camera angle's like, oh, I'm going to look this way at this cardboard cutout of fucking.
You don't control the director for the road games, so you're at the mercy of the director in terms of what they're showing you, and like when you see that frustration, because that can be frustrating for a color guy,
Banger
for a
got
producer.
pissy. Remember that?
Oh yeah,
remember that? You got caught on camera.
But for the play-by-play guy, because they're accustomed to things being done a certain way, you're at the mercy of the director who's controlling that feed and controlling that specific game, man. So that's what I mean. The challenges that come with that. These guys are so professional and so good at what they do.
They are.
Tip of the cap. Want to give a big shout out to those guys.
No doubt. Okay,
all right,
let's get into some
Edmonton's down 3-0, and everybody's freaking out. It's everybody's fault except Connor McDavid.
Exactly. Well, you know what? No. I'm done with this shit. I'm done. Connor McDavid deserves better. He deserves better. Fuck you. He had fucking Mario Lemieux points all year. Dominated the Winnipeg Jets. Dominated everybody. Where the fuck were you the past two? Cammy got 4 points. I don't give a shit. Get 5. You would have won. I'm sorry. You're the captain of that team. You're still on the bench, and they let up a 3-goal fucking lead, and you lost the third game in a fuck row against the Winnipeg Jets, who lost how many games leading into the playoffs? They shut you the fuck down. Your captain and your assistant captains have to find a way to fucking win a game. I don't give a shit what happens. Where's Connor McDavid the first 2 fuck games? He got owned, shut right down. Look, it's on him. It's on everybody. It's on the organization. It's on the leaders, but it's certainly on the best player in the fuck world who everybody praised all year about everything, and he hasn't really done shit. Now, he was okay last night, but you're still the leader of that team. You're still on the bench. How was the speeches before the third period? Like, were they motivated? Like, that's on you, too. It's on the coaching staff and everything, but it's still on the leader. Stop babying his fucking ass.
Well, listen, you can't have it both ways. You can't sit here and say, hey, Edmonton's a Stanley Cup contender throughout the course of the season because they're playing at such a high level. You've got McDavid just, putting up historic numbers. I mean, he had an incredible regular season playing against the North. Okay. I mean, Matthews did the same thing too. But you know what? It's all about what you do in the postseason. And you can't just take all the credit all season long and be a contender. And then all of a sudden you get to the playoffs and now it's on everybody else to do their job. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you need a complete team, but this is why I think coaching is huge in the postseason. And Paul Maurice has such an advantage. This guy is such a good coach. He's got professional players up and down his roster who play a system. So I don't care how good you are. And listen, they're not as deep as like a Colorado, for example. I mean,
they're not playing Colorado, Andy.
No. But what I'm saying is McDavid, Draisaitl, like they don't have the luxury of probably having the supporting cast around them that McKinnon does. I mean, McKinnon's got some great players around him. He and Rantanen have great players around them. They got good players on the defense. I mean, that Makar kid is unbelievable.
But that's fine.
No, so here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. But still, at the end of the day, it's on them. They still have to get the job done. You can't call them a cup contender all season long. I mean, they're playing the Winnipeg Jets, and they're down 3-0. And your best players weren't scoring in the first couple of games. They put some points up in the third game, but then they have a meltdown when they're up 4-1, man. That is always on the best players. It's on the leaders of the team. It's up to them to get the job done.
I know, man. Again, you're not – well, Colorado's got – so they're not playing Colorado. Like, does Winnipeg – are they that deep? I mean, are they? No, they're just, like, structurally sound. And they're just like, no, we're going to jam you up in a neutral zone. No, we're going to find a way to get energy from our leaders, from our coach, and be able to fucking put 4 goals unanswered on you in the third period. Like, I hate the baby shit. Like, he's the fucking best, and he's got a fucking great wingman who's just right there with him in the same tier, and you're still not winning games in the postseason, dude. You can go back 10 years about defense with Edmonton or 5. It doesn't matter. You're playing against Winnipeg. You're playing against Winnipeg, not Vegas, not Colorado, not Toronto, not Carolina. I don't give a shit. You're playing against Winnipeg, and you're still getting owned. And you got to own last night, whether you get 3-4 points or not. And here's another thing. Yeah, Edmonton lost 80% of the games that Connor McDavid had multiple points in. Okay, does that mean that they were down 5-0 and Connor McDavid was like, look, they're not playing defense anymore. I'm going to go down and score. Like, I don't give a fuck about that stat. I don't know, man. I don't feel sorry for the big boys that just get fucking praised all year, as they should, because they dominate and they're so fun to watch. And I completely understand he's still the best player in the world. But where are you at, homie? And are you the best player? Are you the best player in the world? Time out. Are you the best player in the world if you're this shitty in the postseason? What does that mean, Andy?
Well, this guy. Listen, McDavid wants to win, okay, and he probably doesn't have the best supporting cast. But you know what? Sometimes when you're the best player in the world, you got to put the team on your back, man. And you got to find a way to close out a game. And maybe you have to adjust your game in terms of how you play. Yep. And you can't be turning pucks over late in games. And you got to understand how to play a safe game, how to protect a lead, how to close out a game. And what they've shown so far there in Edmonton is that team, including McDavid, including Draisaitl, they don't know how to do that. They haven't learned how to do that yet. And I don't know when they're going to learn. I don't know how they're going to learn. I don't know if it comes down to the coaches. But if I'm Gary Bettman, I'm calling the owner of the Edmonton Oilers. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You've got the best player in the league and you can't get out of the first round. Like, I need Edmonton to advance. Well, yeah, the owner's in charge of the GM and the coach and everybody else. Like, how are you not getting out of the first round? You've got my best player that I can market in the NHL. I need this kid on national television deep into the playoffs.
I need this kid to go against Austin Matthews. I need Draisaitl and McDavid to go against Mitchie Marnie, and fucking Austin Matthews. That's what's healthy. Whether there's 2,500 fans in the stands up in Canada or not, which means nothing, by the way. 2,500, it means nothing. You might as well have cardboard cutouts. But the point is, like, you want that matchup. That's healthy. But fuck that, though. Fuck that. You got to earn it, brah. Like, you got to earn it. And Winnipeg's like, fuck you. We don't have – I mean, do we have superstars? Okay, a couple guys. But not big guys. But we're going to fucking beat you anyway because we're smart and we know we're battle-ridden and we know how to play. I don't know, man. Quit kissing his ass.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, you just got to call it out what it is. And he's a great player. No one's suggesting that he's not. But when you're not getting it done in the playoffs, man, it just makes you wonder, like, what's missing, what's happening. And it forces us to dissect those situations. Having just watched Colorado in 4 straight, I mean, Nathan McKinnon, he puts the team on his back. He's the best player on the ice every single night. Even in game 3, he didn't put up any points, but he still is a great player. And he's big, he's powerful, knows how to play the game, knows how to play time and score, all those things that matter in the postseason. And for whatever reason, like, it just seems like McDavid and Draisaitl, they just want to go 1,000 miles an hour and do all this crazy shit. But you know what? Sometimes when you got a 4-goal lead, the best decision is just to get a puck in deep and get off the ice and get some fresh legs out there and keep rolling the lines. Be boring. Close the game out.
Dude, be boring. Shut them down.
They took a bad penalty down the stretch, obviously. But you know what?
Oh, that was a weird one.
But you look at Winnipeg and how they're built, again, with their coach, man. Paul Maurice is a really good coach. He's been a good coach for a long time. They prepare. They get their team ready. They know what they're going up against. Obviously, they knew anyway because, you know, the way the divisional format is this year, there's no surprises. Nobody's sneaking up on anybody. You just played every team 7-8 times, whatever the hell it is. So they know who they're going up against. But, again, Paul Maurice, Jamie Compon, who I've known forever, who's a really good friend. You know, these guys are just smart, technical hockey people. And I'm not going to sit here and say that Dave Tippett isn't. He's been around for a long time, too. But one coach is out coaching the other, and you got to give the edge to Winnipeg right now. And Edmonton, they're not winning the series. They're down 3-0. 4 teams in the history of the league have come back to win. This team probably isn't going to be the 5th. So
they're not.
Now they're going to go home, and now they're going to have the whole offseason with Canada talking about this. And I could see it in McDavid's eyes after the game, man. He's just like, oh, my God. Cam, the press conference was – I don't want to say it was hilarious because, you know, obviously, you know, they're upset they lost. But it's funny, questions coming from the Edmonton media, I felt like I was listening to like a call-in radio show, like a post-game show. Hi, Connor. This is Mitch and Red Deer. I'm just curious. Does this remind you of what happened in Game 5 in 2017? And he's like, what the? I don't remember what the hell happened in 2019 or 2 months ago. You're asking me about Game 5 right now. The game just ended, and you're asking me about Game 5 in 2017. Dreisaitl's like, what the fuck do you want me to say? I love Draisaitl, by the way he answers some of these questions.
I do too. They're just annoyed by all the fucking guys, man. They just want to get their airtime up there. I get it, but like you got to ask the questions, and I don't know. Fuck them. Actually, fuck all of them. It's funny. I don't give a shit. That's funny. They're all pissed. Fuck. Well, do something, you know. And if you're getting asked stupid questions, well, you should be in a better mood because you should have won. So maybe you would have laughed at that question instead of fucking get pissed.
Things have been so locked down in Canada. This is kind of what they have, you know. Like they kind of needed this in Edmonton. They needed a long run deep into the summer so they could like maybe have some positivity in their life, something to look forward to watch the game at night.
Well, let's I know. Okay, so that's where we're at with Connor McDavid. But what do you think about? I didn't think that moving on to a different series, if you want to, the Washington-Boston series. Mm-hmm. Can I just say something weird? Tom Wilson jinxed him, dude. I know that sounds so bizarre, and I'm out there, and I don't know. I'm just thinking like. I know I agree with him not getting suspended because you threw a guy down, but when you bark like that and it just karma, man. I don't know.
What are you talking about specifically? What the hell are you talking about? When the player went into the bench?
When he did when he did it at Panarin and he calls all that attention and he didn't get I just feel, and then he does a flex. And he threw down a kid. And I just didn't like that part by any stretch of the imagination. But I just think that when you do shit, Tom Wilson is like, he's a pendulum, man. Like when things are going good, like he'll fucking go bar down. But when he does stupid shit and it's so negative, even if it was a couple weeks prior, I just think that the negativity and I don't know, it just feeds in, man. The hockey, I might be sounding like a
I think you're reaching. I think you're reaching.
I'm reaching. No, they got outplayed. Boston was a better team. I'm reaching too deep.
Boston is so impressive, dude. Boston is so impressive.
They're good.
You know, because don't forget, before Washington won the cup, man, they always had issues getting out of the first round. They could never, go deep in the playoffs. Yep. You know, their core group could never get it done. And then they finally broke through and they got it done one year. Boston.
And they've been shitty since in the playoffs. But yeah, go ahead.
It's the same guys who get it. It's really impressive. Because it's the same guys who get it done every single night, man. Every single game. Like, they're so good. And, you know, people are all emotional about Chara leaving Boston. But you know what? Maybe he shouldn't have left Boston then, man. You don't think they were motivated playing against Zdeno Chara? You know?
Yeah. I think they respect the shit out of him.
Oh, of course they do. But you know what? He left. I don't know what the whole situation was there, you know, what his opportunity was or what the option was to stay and all that. But, you know, he left. Boston just, again, I don't know how long that window is going to stay open. It's open now. You know, we'll see, you know, I don't know. There's so many good teams over there in the different conferences and whatever. You have Tampa Bay, Carolina. If Carolina can get past Nashville and whatever. But Boston's going to be a handful, man. And Boston.
They are going to be a handful. They're battle ready, man.
They're kind of likable when you look at some of the Hall of Famers they have on their team. McAvoy just plays like a veteran for a young guy. He rocked Willie. Great hit, mother. That's a
tone-setting motherfucker. Good for you, kid. Good for you. I mean, that's what I mean, though. Like, they know they fucking now they're not scared of him. They weren't scared of Tom. They didn't let Tom do it. They're like, fuck you. I'm gonna hit you first. I don't know. There's just a lot to it, man. They did not play scared. They did not play intimidated. They had their big boys show up. They didn't give a fuck about Chara. I don't know. They're just like, fuck you. You guys are too flashy.
They dusted them in 5 games.
Dusted them, dude. Damn. Dusted them. So anyway, that's gonna be interesting to see what happens. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens with Chara. Where are you gonna go? You gonna resign there? You gonna play again? I don't know. I'd take him as a penalty killer. I don't know. I would take him, and just depending on the money, but I would. But like, okay, what about? Can we get a shout out to Lukey Cunnin?
Hell yeah!
You handsome bugger, Lukey Cunnin. I love the celebration. 2 goals in that game. Fuck yeah.
He's a gamer too, man. He's such a winner. He's always been a winner. Like, That's one of the more unreal or underrated moves in last offseason to bring him to Nashville, just in terms of what he's meant to the Nashville Predators.
Oh.
Like he dealt with a lot of injuries. I don't think the coach uses him right personally.
Really?
He doesn't play him enough. He's playing him more now here in this postseason. Obviously, it's paying off. But even during the regular season, wouldn't see a shift in some 3-on-3 overtime situations, late in games and whatever. You got to trust this kid because he's got underrated offensive ability too. He's got a natural ability to finish. I mean, Cam, I've seen this kid play since he was a little kid, man. He's always been a stud. His dad was my coach when I was a kid. I had his brother. His brother was an absolute warrior who was a good player too. Dealt with some concussions, had to, his career had to end as a young kid. But, he could have played junior, certainly could have been a Division I hockey player for sure. But, man, the way this kid plays and his approach to how he plays, man, he's a guy – these are the type of players you want inside your organization, man, because they're winners, and they step up in the biggest games. It's not a fluke.
So it's nice. It's like Lukey, man. I know you're listening because he listens to this shit. You fucking show up big in the playoffs, man. Every goddamn team will always want you, whether in the regular season, of course, you got to be somewhat consistent. But if you show up in the playoffs and you're just because he's a warrior, he's a tough kid. Like he is a tough kid. He'll put you on your back, dude. Like he'll hit you.
He'll fight you too.
He'll fight you. He'll hit. He don't give a shit. And he's good. And he knows the game. He's got good hockey sense, just like Andy's radio show that he has one time a week. But the point is, if you go out there and you're a motherfucker in playoffs, dude, like you're gonna have a hell of a career. That's what people want. They want those warriors, Claude Lemieux, the type that just like, when you get them, like, I'm going in, this is where I shine because the whistles are put away, dude. So these guys can go out there and kind of get away with some shit. And it just like enhances your game, man. It really does. Here's another thing with Nashville, by the way. With Nashville. How fun was it watching the fans there? I mean, you got football players taking their shirt off, crushing booze, like, like, God, what a party. Like, it's a party, man. Like, I love that. They were doing that in the island, too. It's just, as a whole, seeing the emotion and the crazy beer-drinking motherfuckers at these games, man, it's just like, it honestly puts a smile on my face, dude. Then you watch the Canadian division, like, oh, yay. Oh, yeah, Bell Center, whatever you put on they black it all out or whatever the case is. But it's cool to see those fans down in Nashville. The one thing about Nashville, though, man, that is a fun place to watch a game. It's a fun place to party. And they got psycho fans. Maybe they're annoying a bit, but it's good for hockey. And as long as they're loud, I don't give a shit.
No, like you talk about a true home ice advantage. I used to chirp the Nashville fans. Like they've got a section, they chant stupid shit or whatever. But you know what? Like the celebrities that come out, I didn't know that was a football player who took a shirt off. I
thought he looked like one. I thought he was.
I don't even know if he was. I mean, are you making that up?
I don't.
He didn't have the body of a football player. What position is he?
Well, you don't have a body of a fucking hockey player, and you act like you're a fucking hockey player. But he just looked like a big guy, and they always have football guys there. So I thought he was.
Oh, you're making it up. You don't even know.
Then fine, some big hillbilly did it, and they put a camera on it, and they put his name down. So why would you put his name down? How do you know his fucking name? Is he a lawyer?
Maybe he was. Who knows? But you're right, man. Nashville, they just do it right. I mean, it is the ultimate party town. Everybody's in a good mood. Everybody's happy.
Fuck.
What would it feel like, Cam? They would have loved you in Nashville, man. You would have played in a town like that. Although the Nashville fans weren't quite as crazy. Things changed when they went to the Stanley Cup final a couple years ago. Remember the national anthem singer got all upset because he got kicked to the curb and they started bringing in the celebrities to sing the national anthem, all these country music superstars. And he got pissed. He went to the media. It's hilarious how some of those guys take those roles so serious.
Well,
it's like why is Keith Urban and Shania Twain singing the national anthem and not me? This is bullshit. And then they gassed his ass.
It's like the towel man in St. Louis saying well, I might get you're a fucking towel man, dude. Okay, settle down. You do the national anthem. We love Charles Glenn. He's an icon in St. Louis. I don't know who this cat really was, but no matter what, you ain't that fucking cool. And not to mention, if they replace you, they didn't replace you with some other dipshit. They replace you with fucking straight up superstars. So sit your ass down and sing somewhere else. Go to church like my neighbors do. Sing there.
You just gotta say your neighbors must be so wholesome. Take them something, Cam. Take them something.
I gave them
meat. Make a banana bread for once.
Their daughters want to babysit the dogs all day, and I'm like, okay. All they want to do is nice things for me. And all I do is like sit in my back like a hillbilly and then ask them stupid questions. And I do kill snakes and save dogs, and Kate looks good.
And
so
you
that
don't
helps.
golf. Like all this golf talk was just way too premature. You're not golfing.
I
You're never
golfed this
golfing.
weekend. Andy, I golfed this weekend. You're 9 holes.
Hey Cam, next week when you take your break,
yeah,
I'm coming over. We're going golfing.
You want to do it? Yeah, and then we'll barbecue.
Yeah.
I want Tuesday. You to. I got 2 grills. I got like 5 grills, but I'll give you your own grill, and then I'll get my grill. I'll give you the good one, and I'll take the shitty one, and then we'll both cook something and then see who's better, and we'll film it.
Well,
after we golf.
I may bring it over,
and you'll be liquored up too. I know how to do shit liquored up. You don't.
Hey, I'm getting a green egg too. Did I tell you that?
But you already have a small.
I can't help it.
You need to get a Weber.
They're bringing me a green egg. What am I going to do?
Well, if they're bringing it, then just take the fucking thing and donate it to charity. But
I'm trying to
Weber.
I'm trying to get them
charcoal.
to put the Cam and Strick logo on that green egg.
I don't like eating snakes if there's not.
Okay.
I don't eat snakes if there's no charcoal on that motherfucker. You get me? You need a charcoal grill. You just need one, a little Weber, and put it right aside. You can put the little thing on it and put it in your garage when you're done. Always clean. And now you have something that if you need to put a fatty on that mug and get that motherfucking sear, then you got that fucking awesome charcoal, and it tastes 10 times better, dude. You got a lot to learn, rookie boy.
It's kind of fun though, man. I am enjoying it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm enjoying it.
Don't do it at 5. Poor Ty wanted to hang out with his daddy, and his daddy's trying to I don't know what to do. Stressed out. Poor Ty's like, Daddy, can we play catch with all the kids? I am cooking. Good God. Now I'm kind of pissed about it.
I was fine. I got dogs running around everywhere. People bringing their dogs over.
Time out.
Yeah.
You let that happen?
They didn't ask. They did not ask.
You are a pussy. Are you kidding me? This is real. I didn't know they had fucking Hoosiers in the wealthy part of Ladue. That's a Hoosier fuck decision to make. You don't bring your fucking dogs over to somebody's fucking house when they're barbecuing. That is the biggest pain in the ass I might happen to my
birthday party. It's a birthday party.
You're a fucking Hoosier. I'll give you an example. It doesn't matter. My cousin, he has a lake house, right? I'm not gonna say anything, but he has a lake house down there. And he's got 2 dogs already. It's a smaller lake house. He's younger than me. He's got a lake house here, so he's doing great. He's got a boat, awesome. But it's a tight knit thing, dude. Like you can't. I only go down there if it's just us. I wouldn't do it because it's just too crowded. And I'm a princess, so he goes down there, and this people that he works with, we're gonna come down, and they're like, okay. Like, yeah, come on down. We might bring our kids. Like, you're right. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, you don't do this. It's it's not safe for kids. It's not safe for any animals. Like, you fall off the dock. Like, you don't even want. Like, it's scary down there. You fall down. It's dangerous to even walk where you park to get to his house. Like, it's dangerous. Like, it's not kid safe by any means. So he's down there, and this couple comes down, and they bring their 3 fuck kids and their 2 dogs, and they walk in, and Derek goes, "Are you goddamn kidding me?" 3 kids. Derek's like, I didn't know what to do. He goes, I lost hair that weekend. He goes, I had it. What the hell is that noise? Is that somebody working on your yard?
No, I've got my guys working around the yard behind me. My boy Richie. Give Richie a shout out, dude. Give Richie a shout out.
Richie, what's up, baby? Richie, what's up, homeboy? I know he misses Bobby Plager big time. We'll give him a little Bobby.
He does.
I will show you play. Anyway, the point is the family brought down 3 kids, Andy, in a 3-bedroom tiny little house with a dog. The kids are running around there, opening fridges, dropping booze, keeping fridges open. He goes, after the weekend, Cam, there's mice in my house. There's ants leading to all the different fridges that the fucking kids kept open. It was the worst time ever. I go, did you smack the guy in the face? I go, that's what you do. Or I would have done this. You come in and the kids come out. I go, nope, go to the Four Seasons. Nope. They're not even coming on my boat. I don't even want kids on my boat. They don't have kids. You don't bring kids to a couple that doesn't have kids. And then they bring their dogs. That is such a Hoosier move. If anybody does that, you should get smacked in the face.
Well, that's
You're
what
hanging out
happened.
with Hoosiers.
That's what happened. They bring the dog over, and then they're trying to tell my dog where my dog can go. Like, can you put your dog in the house?
Andy,
what?
Hey, who the fuck? Are you kidding me? Put your foot. Who runs the show there? Seriously. Kate, I wish Kate was listening. She would be like, oh my God, Cam, you would have lost. I would have lost my mind. Now, the dog thing, you bring a dog over, I'm like, get this, fuck you. But you bring kids to my lake house that unexpectedly, when I don't have kids, you ain't coming in.
Cam, I'm leaving town.
Unless it's tied. Unless I'm leaving. I'm the only one that's allowed to come by me.
I'm leaving town the end of June. Blay may have to stay at your house.
I don't know if I can.
Yeah,
I'll be honest.
Blay may have to stay. Blay may have to stay at the house. I'm just telling you.
I can't handle. I got two of them. I can't do it, homie. I can't. I love that little doggy. I just can't. I can't do it. Take him to Kennelwood or something, dude.
Hell no.
Take him.
I'm not going to the kennel. I'm not doing the kennel.
Because you're cheap. Are you cheap?
No.
Is that what it is?
Putting him in it. That's like.
Then what are you gonna do? Oh, so you're gonna pawn him off on me? Fuck you.
Yeah.
You don't pawn your dog off on people unless it's your mom and dad.
Well, here's the deal. Yeah, and I told my wife this. I said, don't ever ask someone to watch your dog who owns a dog, because then you're going to have to return the favor one day, and you have to watch their dog.
No, Andy,
I'm not watching somebody's dog.
If my neighbors who have 3 daughters who are obsessed with my puppies want a puppy sit my dog.
Oh, okay, stay away from them. Okay,
they want the puppies. They want. I know. I'm surrounded by my other neighbor over here.
Stay away from them. Stay away from them.
Look, I walk around with the dogs. The fucking women in this neighborhood, they flock, and they flock. Kate wants the dogs to be uglier, so they stop flocking over here. It's crazy talk. And I'm like, take the fucking babysit them then. It's crazy, dude. If you're a single dude and you want to get some pussy, I'll rent the dogs out, $500 a piece, $800 for both for an hour, and just go walk a park, and you'll get chicks all over you, dude. $800 an hour for both.
I know. I had a puppy in college, and I would walk around the campus, in the garage. Tank top season, Cam. And they're looking at me. They're like, "Oh, there's Andy," like waving.
Did you wear a tank top? Because that's embarrassing.
No. All the California girls do. When you go to college in Arizona, man, all the California girls that come over from California. Oh, my God. The
hotness is unbelievable.
And
too bad you didn't get any of them.
They're all wearing. But when you have a puppy, it's like a chick magnet. The girls come over, and you know what they want to do, which is kind of weird?
Make love to you?
No, they smell the dog's breath. They want to see it. They'd be like, does it have puppy breath? I'm like, I guess.
No, but I got chew breath.
Maybe you do. I tried chewing. Remember, I chewed.
I'm done with it. I
told you I chewed. I haven't chewed again since.
You could be like me in certain ways. Don't be like me in other ways, because I'm a bad influence, bro.
Okay, let's go over the list real quick.
I'm a good influence, but a bad influence.
All right, before we get to Jason Blake, give me an example of how you are a good influence. I mean, honestly.
Well, I'll give you
one or two.
Well, I know how to do shit. Like I found a way. I know how to impress bosses. I know how to make teams. I know how to be a good teammate. I know life. I've been through a lot of shit. I know about
religious?
being an addict.
Are you religious?
I pray. I used to pray all the time, but I believe in my own kind of shit. Not that like it's different than what other people do. I'm not by the book by any means. Look at me. I'm a fucking nutbag. Yeah, I sin every second of the day. So like I'm not that into it, but I do believe there's somebody talking to me, man. And my mom always told me there's somebody's always tapping on his shoulder. I got 2 different motherfuckers tapping on my shoulder. I got Satan and I got this like Jesus thing, and they're both telling me in different directions. And I'm leaning towards Jesus more than Satan, and that to me is good. Yeah. But so like I know how to motivate people and shit like that, like crawl out of a different hole. I've been through a lot of shit when it comes to that. So a lot of it's self-induced, and I understand that, but I've still been through it, man. So I could do that, but everything else I do is probably like not good, right? Like if my neighbors went, "Hey, can we come in here?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't want you coming to my house," because I'm like, I don't know what you're gonna look at. Like, is it you're gonna like? It's not kid safe, right? And although they're not kids, but still, like I don't know, they're young. They're 22. Which isn't even that young, but I'm like still like, I don't know what you're going to find in there.
Well, the lady already got into your stash.
The old lady?
Oh,
yeah, I know. See, I'm missing something. I'm like, I thought I had a little bit more than that. And I saved her fucking dog. Like, what the fuck is that? She should have given me some money or something.
Look how bad you're sweating right now. I can't wait to post this picture. You're sweating. I'm posting.
No. I don't do that. I'll give you the AOK to post, dude.
No, I
Don't just post.
I
Don't
got
just
the
post.
picture. I mean,
My face looks pretty
you,
good, though. I'm not going to lie to you.
am I making you nervous? Am I making you nervous?
No, you're not, Andy. You know, you don't make me nervous.
Okay, listen. Jason Blake on this edition of the Cam and Strick podcast. Now, this is a name from the past. You know, like, he's a cool ass dude too, man. Overcame a lot. Had leukemia. Remember, he had cancer, dude. That's crazy. And it was like right during the hockey season. His son, by the way, I want to give his son a shout out, Jackson, who is headed to North Dakota in a couple of years. He's already committed. Just won a USHL championship. The Clark Cup with the Chicago Steels. We'll give him a shout out. Yeah, give him a shout out. And Jason Blake, man, 40-goal scorer with the New York Islanders, played in the Olympics for Team USA, undrafted.
Yeah, he had something to prove.
Little guy getting around the ice, man. I used to like watching him play. He was mean.
Me too. Oh no, he pissed me off a lot, dude. He'd be chirping, and I remember kind of going back. I remember going back and forth with the Owl when he was playing for the Islanders and the Leafs. And I wanted to fucking kill him, to be honest with you. I really did. He's fast as shit. You know, he'd chirp. He'd give you that look skate by the bench after he scored. I'm like, oh my God. You know, you try to hit him, he'd duck you, and he'd fly into the boards. Like, he was fucking awesome. Then you talk to him, he's a nice guy in the world. He's just a nice. Yeah, I love that. Great, I love it. Because you look at him like, I honestly want to like hurt him. And then now you talk to him like, I remember you, man. You were such a pain in the ass. That's a compliment. Mm-hmm. And he's just cool. Found him on Facebook. I'm telling you, like all those guys, man, I love it. He's up chilling. He puts pics of him. He's got a boat, Andy. I wish we didn't ask him about it. He's got his kids in the boat. Oh, he looks so happy, man. And he had a hell of a career. Went through some ups and downs. Love the man to death.
Yeah. Yeah. And
we get talk with these guys, man. After an interview like that, Andy, like you like them.
Robitaille too. I gotta tell people, and a lot of people are starting to go to our website, camandstrick.com. All the episodes, people ask us like which episode, like people are planning their summer vacations, Cam. They're going to be doing like long road trips. They want to know like which episodes they should listen to. Try them all out. Go to camandstrick.com. It's so easy just to find, an episode. You just click play. But we've got a new store now. We've got new, merchandise that's for sale that's going to be on there. Maybe up right now. If it's not up right now, it'll be up later on today or tomorrow at the latest. So check that out. New hoodies, T-shirts, all that type of stuff. New hats as well.
Yeah, so I got a lot of requests for hats, man. Tons.
Oh, I know. So check that out, camandstrick.com for the team store. Let's get to Jason Blake.
Okay, go ahead.
What's that? Go ahead.
Well, so my dad wore a Cam and Strick hat, and he was doing yard work, and it got all muddy, and my mom won't let him wear it anymore, so I got to give him another one. And then like my cousin, and then like my neighbors, and then the neighbors see it, and it's just nonstop. But so you got to hook me back up. I need more. God damn it.
Yeah. The guy who is doing the yard work right now he's wearing one as we speak.
Love him. Awesome.
I mean, they're very versatile. You can do these, you can wear them to weddings.
Oh, speaking of getting laid, walk the dogs with that hat on. Holy macaroni.
You can wear this hat to church. I mean, your neighbors may want it. Okay.
Why are you guys all dressed up? Cam, we went to church. Oh yeah. Fuck. It's fucking Sunday. Oh my, sorry. God, I think I'm an idiot.
You can wear this hat to anywhere you want to wear it. I mean, honestly, it's very versatile. You can wear it to a wedding, a bar mitzvah. My Cameo, by the way, is blowing up, Cam. By the way, just so you know. Yes, it is.
Can I tell you a Cameo story so we don't waste anybody's time with your stupid shit? So I did a new Cameo, which is you block off an hour, right, of and then you do 4 minutes so people could just like chime in like, oh, I'll get from 110 to 114, and then I'll get from 114 to whatever. And so I got all these people lined up, and it's a Saturday afternoon at 1 to 2, which is like right in the middle. There's hockey going on. I'm like, I'm still going to do it. So I did it. It's all coming. I got people lined up. And then I go through a couple, and then I press a button and I delete it. And everybody's like, what the fuck? So I'm like, I don't know. Like, what I press? Like, it's a new thing. And so I need to apologize, guys, if you were signed up for that bad boy and I deleted it. And I called the girl, the Cameo girl. She's in New York with her husband. And like that's your, like, you have like a person that helps you. And she didn't get back, and I'm just like, "Fuck!" Then I had to like kind of go.
Yeah, I mean, this is unacceptable. I mean, this is what you're getting with Cam. He's doing cameos that are upside down. It was the first
time we've done it, Andy. No, the other cameos are easy to do. If you do a cameo, I'm gonna pump you up. Whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. But this particular thing, I pressed the wrong button, And I'm like, oh, and it just stopped. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And it's like, fuck. I was actually legitimately pissed.
I'm getting messages the other day, by the way. You ever watch $1 Million Listing, New York City?
I do. Yep, I do.
Good show, man.
With Frederick. I love Frederick.
I don't know. Guess who was on there the other day? I'm getting messages.
Who? Duguay?
Ron Duguay.
Dukes. I saw that.
How'd you know?
He posted it.
Oh,
I followed.
So anyway, so I guess they re-aired the episode. I got a couple messages. I sent him a text. I said, "Hey, did you get that apartment?" He said, "No, but that was filmed like a year ago." Dukes is everywhere, dude.
We should do that, Andy.
He's constantly at weddings. Have you noticed that? He's always at a wedding. On his Instagram
he looks
account.
good at weddings because he's probably slaying vagina. That's what he's doing. Shit, he's going to fucking funerals and banging pussy.
Oh my god!
He can
with
wheel
the
anything
Strick hat on.
Oh my god! Hey,
we
need
have
to
to bring him back on. Yeah,
Andy, we should do that. Like, we need a fucking studio in New York. We're really wealthy, and then have them like pick out studios for us that are like built, $15 million, and we'll be like, we're good, and just like get on the show. But we don't have the money to do it. We'll just fake everybody out and act like we're wealthy.
Like this one is 1,100 square feet. It's a one bedroom, one bath, and it has a great view. And right now it's at 19.5 million.
Yeah, a great view of the brick building next to you, and it's at 19 million. And we might take 17.5. Fuck you, fuck New York. Anyway, I ain't living there.
You ever watch like they go out on the terrace and they're like, "Oh, look at this view." I'm like, who the fuck wants to look at that? It's like a smokestack.
I'm looking at a quarter mile of nothing and beautiful like rolling hills and eagles flying around and shit. Like you're looking at brick walls. Unless you're really paying coin, who are you kidding? You got to make a ton of money to be. I don't know. What we have, Andy, you got a huge I want a backyard. I want nature. I want to kill snakes for my neighbors. You ain't doing it. You're killing rats the size of my dog.
Look at that view. For $20 million, I get the view. It says like Crisco on the side of the building. You know, it's like the headquarters where they make grease.
It's like honk, honk, honk. Look at this view. Honk, 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 honk.
I know. Like, what? For $20 million?
Dude, I got fucking peace out here, dude. Peace. I got deer in my backyard right now just like hanging out. Like, we don't care. We're fine. That's what
New York City?
No way.
I mean, it's just like, what? Listen, I've been to New York. Obviously, you lived in Jersey. You've been there a bunch. It's way too crowded for me, man. Way too hectic.
Claustrophobic, Andy. It's claustrophobic. We're country boy. You're not. You're a city. You're a fancy lad. Actually, I'm more of a fancy than you. I'm a country boy. I don't like the cities, man. I like to get in and out. I don't like it. Now, if I had a shit ton of money in New York, I'd go up to Lake George and build a house on Lake George. Or if I had a fuck ton of money, I'd go to Rhode Island on that little island. What's that Rhode Island island called with all the old school castles of the U.S. back in where the Vanderbilts and all that? What's it called? That's unbelievable. Like
Long Island Sound or something like that.
Something like that, Andy. Yeah, you're right on that. Yeah, that big island. That's like
up in like Connecticut. Up in Connecticut, man.
In Rhode Island. Incredible. There's one in Connecticut too.
Well, there's one in Rhode Island too. All those states have like sick ass like private beaches.
Yes, and the private
yacht
sharks
clubs there. A lot of sharks.
Andy, there's sharks everywhere. Andy, there's more sharks.
I don't deal with the sharks.
Andy, well, don't go by the ocean. You're in the middle. You're in the Midwest. You're in the Midwest.
East Coast beaches have the sharks.
Yeah, I go to the
Florida has. I like the Pacific Ocean.
They have sharks too, you goofball.
Or the Caribbean.
The Caribbean's got big boy sharks.
Yeah, they leave you alone, though.
Yeah, well, at least you can see them in the Caribbean. In the Jersey, you ain't seeing through that water, so you don't know if that big boy. In Jersey, actually, back in the early days, in the early 1900s, I believe, is where the Jaws, maybe it was the 40s, where Jaws, they got the creation of Jaws because this fucking great white in Jersey would come in these inlets and kill people.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if this is true.
And our fan base will figure it out. I'm not tying it all together perfectly, but tell me that didn't happen about 50 years ago. I think it was that in Jersey where this great white starts slaughtering cats up and down the beach, and it freaked everybody out. And that's what Steven Spielberg kind of processed.
Oh, that's how he developed Shark or Jaws?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. Okay. All right, let's get to this interview.
Useless information. Go ahead.
All right, Jason Blake. coming up here on the Cam and Strick podcast, brought to you by Car Shield. As always, 800-857-2481. Give them a call today. Pick out where you want to have your car serviced. Pick out your mechanic. They hook you up with a rental car. Again, structure your deal. You want it long, you can have it long. You want it short, you can have it short. Short term, long term.
I like long and girthy.
Yeah, carshield.com. I mean, hook it up. I mean, the ultimate protection comes with CarShield. Protect yourself. Carshield.com. Nick Hamilton. We give him a shout out.
Yeah,
Steve,
boy,
all the boys over there.
Stevie boy, what's up?
They're just getting it done, man. And I love the fact they support hockey unlike any other.
They always
all our
do,
company. Listen, I mean, all our sponsors are big time hockey supporters, and CarShield for sure, man, taking it to the next level, and we love it. Again, 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM. Like, that's the only thing I can find negative is the promo code.
Well, they don't know who you are.
I mean, promo code CAM, you'll save 10%. I know it's embarrassing. Listen, everybody out there, listen to me. Just suck it up. But put the promo code in there. It's going to save you some money. 10% as a matter of fact. CarShield and carshield.com. All right, how about Daredevil hockey? You talk about protection. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, these skate lacerations are so scary. I got a message the other day from a listener who ordered his. He's a men's league player. He's like, I'm not messing around with this, man. You guys have me convinced. Well, it's not about convincing you. It's just informing you, like letting you know, like you don't have to like risk your life when you go out there and enjoy yourself when you're just twirling around.
Andy, why do I have to convince you not to get fucking cut open in one of your arteries and bleed out on the ice because some guy just stepped on you because it happens all the damn time? Like, just protect yourself. And then you're not even going to feel it. Like, honestly, it's actually very comfortable. And you don't even know. It's high tech, dude. It's like military shit. So just do it. And your kids should do it. And if they don't do it, then you're neglecting them. In my opinion.
The kids, listen, I care more about the kids than the men's league, like third line men's league guy.
Like you?
I'm probably second line, probably. Winger.
Well, when we have 7 guys.
Hey, somebody sent me my stats. My first year of college, they sent me stats. I have it on my Instagram. You didn't even comment. You didn't even go there. People are asking for you to comment.
Your Instagram is so weak. It doesn't pop up on my feed, dude. I got too much shit going on. So maybe I'll dig through the archives and say, good job, Andy. You're cool. And so maybe you'll get a couple more likes on that. That's fine. But I didn't see it. And I don't really fucking care. And we're talking about something else. So don't get distracted.
It was only 8 games into the season, too. Just
so don't get distracted.
But I had some penalty minutes and stuff like that, too. So I played a hard game.
Stop it. Don't get distracted. Keep going. Go ahead. More
Daredevil is a lightweight compression base layer designed with Kevlar cut-resistant fabric overlays. That's what you're talking about, kind of the military stuff. The Kevlar cut-resistant fabric overlays protects all the vulnerable areas, upper and lower bodies from skate lacerations. These are hockey people. Carlo Koliakovo is our boy, and he's obviously behind it as well. Go to daredevilhockey.com. Promo code Cam and Strick. That's all caps. Cam and Strick. You're going to save 25%, man. Take advantage of that. And take your game to the next level while being protected. This is no joke, man. And we're being serious about this. Yep. And I want people sending us more messages who are supporting all our sponsors, including the Ultimate Fan. UltimateHockeyFans.com, www.camandstrickpod.com/UltimateHockeyFans.com. And that's going to save you free shipping. Mention the promo code in the checkout, Cam and Strick. This will look amazing in your fan cave, kids' bedroom, office, bar. I mean, this is designed for real use. These are high-end ceiling fans, customized in your favorite hockey team logo. They're licensed by the NHL. You can use goalie sticks. You can use regular sticks. You can mix and match. You can use home jerseys, road jerseys, third jerseys. I mean, it's pretty sick. Classic wood. Choose from even vintage teams. So again, www.camandstrickpod.com/ultimatehockeyfans.com. Of course, the Cam and Strick bundles are still there on keepithandsome.com. So check that out. Get the Cam bundle. But better yet, get the Andy bundle. It's even better than the Cam bundle. And no surprise there. No surprise. So check that out. Get those bundles and get those Fight Ugly hoodies and fight bullying. All right, Dan Bellman and Bellman.com. He's got everything going on out there in Troy. You know that.
Oh, we
love everything he has. Who's rattled?
He's rattled right now about the Blues, though. He was so jacked up. He was no. The whole company was jacked up. They're tweeting shit out now, and they were so pumped up. And now they just love hockey so much, and they support hockey all around the city. And I those guys, man, they're into it, dude. And that's what they relate to so many people because so many people love the Blues. It's crazy, but everything else there, man, I'm telling you, they got it all, Andy. I want that motherfucking dually. I want to be a man. I want to be like I told you, Kevin Costner, badass, all black, Dodge dually. Let's go. Put the puppies in the back. Pack the cooler. We finna go on a camping trip.
It's gonna hurt the brand. It's gonna hurt the brand. Is what that's. I mean, that is so embarrassing.
Wait, time out. What's embarrassing? Me with a good-looking wife and cute dogs in a badass truck cruising around is what?
I'm gonna have to start muting you during these Bellman reads.
Because
you're just saying it's just embarrassing. We're not doing a dually. We're not doing it. But I'll tell you what you can do.
Are we married?
Time for the warm weather and family trips. Hey, check out the all-new 5-passenger Buick Envision.
Oh,
I love that, man.
That Buick. That's for you. I like that mug. I'll take that mug.
The legendary Jeep Grand Cherokee, the 7- and 8-passenger Buick Encore, the GMC Acadia, Dodge Durango, full-size Kings of the Road, the GMC Yukon, Cadillac Escalade, baby. That's what I'm all after. And the all-new Jeep Wagoneer. You got to check that out.
Man, they got some good shit. Anything you need, summertime, wintertime, whatever the case, especially summer now. But I like them Buicks. I'm telling you, man, they're comfy as shit. They run like Cadillacs, man. They're nice. Yeah.
Well, check out the They're
not nerdy anymore. They're not nerdy anymore.
No, they're not. They're not.
They're the Buick. They're not the Buick. They're the Buick now. It's a big difference.
CamandStrick.com. Check out the new merchandise. So I don't know what you think about it. Give us your feedback, what you like, what you don't like. We can switch stuff up, man. So again, let us know what you like. Check it out, www.CamandStrick.com, and check out all the past episodes as well. Keep supporting these sponsors. All right, Jason Blake, former USA hockey Olympian, Toronto Maple Leaf as well, 40-goal scorer with the New York Islanders. Had a great career, man, and we enjoyed this conversation. So check it out. Enjoy on the Cam and Strick podcast.
Yeah.
Hello?
What up?
Jason.
Yeah.
Are you on the farm right now? What are you doing?
Yeah, where you at?
I'm in Minneapolis.
Is that where you live?
Hey, everyone has to have Cam repeat every question twice. I know. No one can understand a word he's saying.
Why? What'd I say?
I don't know. You said, is that where you live? Yeah, he lives there.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Cam Jansen, number 55.
Hey, are the windows up? Are you ready to roll here, Jason? Or what do you got?
Yes, I'm ready to roll. Just in Minnesota. It's cold here today.
Ooh, well, there's a shocker.
What's your place like up there, man? Like, where you at in Minnesota?
I live in Eden Prairie, Minnesota.
Ooh.
So I live in the suburb.
You're a suburb?
Yeah, I don't live close to Minneapolis or St. Paul. You don't want to be there.
Oh, fuck, man. Not now. It's crazy.
No.
Yeah, well, you don't have a business there right now either. Shit goes down all the damn time.
I know. Thank God, right?
Well,
so how are you guys doing?
I'm hungover, and so is Andy. To be honest with you, it was a fucking Mother's Day for fuck's sake. I'm like, God.
Listen, the Mother's Day has turned into that's my wife just she starts drinking in the morning, right off the bat, mimosas, whatever.
Does she get loud?
And she reels you in. It's like her claim to fame. Like for one day, she does whatever the hell she wants, and you just got to roll with it, So she deserves it. So it was a fun day.
Are you talking is that just one day or is that pretty much every day?
Every day is Mother's Day.
Every day is Mother's Day.
Exactly.
So what's that lake you had? You post, see, Andy, I follow all these cats on Facebook. I'm telling you, Facebook's like a good connection, dude. It's kind of corny. Don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of hockey guys on there. And all of a sudden it pops up and I fucking Blake her. I'm like, oh shit. I remember hating your ass, playing against you all the fucking time. You always had a smirk on your face though, Blake. You just had something to fucking prove. You did.
Because I knew you were going to fucking kill me, but I knew I was fast enough to get away from you.
So fucking fast.
Although,
oh my God.
Yeah, I know. If you just kind of change directions, you can get away with Cam.
Yeah, just step to the right. I'll run to the fucking boards.
Hey, but okay, so are you on a lake? And I got to hear about this Eden Prairie stuff too, because your son went to school there. They won the state title. Is that one of those hockey crazed Minnesota towns or what?
Yeah, Eden Prairie's a big hockey school in Minnesota. Minnesota's obviously pretty good in hockey as far as youth programs in high school. But yeah, I mean, we go to state usually every year. Eden Prairie does. We just fell short over the past few years, and this, my son's only a junior in high school. He won't be coming back next year. He's actually in Chicago right now playing in the SHL for the Chicago Steel. They're in the championship against Fargo Force for that. I think it's called the Clark Cup.
Yep, that's exactly it.
But yeah, it was pretty cool. It was I couldn't have written a better script. It was awesome because he was in Chicago at the beginning of the year, and he was not going to come home. That was kind of the plan because Minnesota, obviously, with everything going on with COVID, they didn't know if they're going to have a state tournament this year. And so when they decided they announced it, he decided to come home and play. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Jason.
Little different atmosphere. You usually get about 18 to 20,000 people at the Xcel Energy Center. This year there was only about 1,000. So
I know, man. I mean, these kids are missing out. Does he have the hockey hair?
Yeah.
I mean, Minnesota, does he have the hockey hair or
no,
what?
he doesn't have the hockey hair. The hockey hair just kind of dwindled away here.
Yeah.
No mullet, no long hair, just clean
That
cut.
sucks. Because I curse my dad out all the time because of it, because I have a fucking cul-de-sac in the back of my head, and I'm dead. And he's got better hair than me. I think it's your grandfather. Is it your grandfather?
It's your mom's dad.
Oh, he was
Yes.
bald as fuck. Yeah, he was
Was
bald
he?
as fuck.
That
Yep,
explains
yep.
it, yeah.
God damn him.
And your stress level. That-
Oh, God. Hey, how's like politics in hockey, youth hockey? Andy's going to, so I went through it in St. Louis, man, AAA hockey, all that shit. Like, there's politics everywhere, but like, specifically in Minnesota, though, like, how is it? How do you deal with it? How do you deal with the coaches, you played, everybody knows who you are. Like, how do you deal with all that shit?
the parents.
Parents and all that shit?
You stay away as much as you can, to be honest with you. They all think they know more than you do, so you just stay away. That's it. I mean, basically, I know it sounds stupid, but I mean, anytime you go to a bar or you go out with the parents or they talk about hockey nonstop and whatever you suggest. I mean, this year last couple of years, you guys remember Jamie Langburn? You played with Jamie, didn't you?
Yeah, hell yeah. We just had him on.
We just had him on.
We talked
Apparently,
the same
actually,
shit.
somebody called me and told me how nervous he was when he came on.
Seriously?
Well, because he still works for a team. He's working for the Bruins, so
Oh yeah.
I just want to
He's
make
okay,
sure
for
they
fuck's
don't
sake.
say anything that's going to get them sent to the principal's office. You know how that goes.
Yeah. Well, actually, we live in the same town, so our kids played together this year.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's weird because like even the coaches, I mean, you try to give them tips here and there. I mean, what you've gone through, what you've experienced, what you've seen. And I don't know. They know a lot more than you do. So you just stay away and keep your mouth shut.
Isn't that funny how that works? But you know what, though? Sometimes, and Andy and I talk about this all the time. Andy's got his little boy, Ty, just getting into it. So we always go back and forth and talk about it. I don't have kids, but I'm obsessed with his kids for some reason and the hockey and all that shit and how it's going because he's in the mix of all that stuff. But so isn't it weird, though? Sometimes you do have to sit back, man, and say, you know what? Even if I know this fucking coach is kind of a dipshit, I want my kid to learn on how to deal with a dipshit coach because it's not going to be the last time he's going to do it. And you can't kid can't just listen to you and not listen to the coach. And then like now you're the coach, but it's confusing for him, right?
Yeah. I mean, my son played on the AAA team here in Minnesota called the Minnesota Blades. And I used to tell him all the time, I was like, don't fucking listen to the coach. Just listen to what I'm telling you. And then he'd be like, well, I'm going to get in trouble. And I said, who cares? Do it this way. Cause this is the right way. And, so yeah, but now it's as he's getting older, I just let him be and he's got to figure it out on his own. I can't, put my 2 cents in all the time. I used to be the best coach from the stands, but I kind of stopped doing that a while back.
Okay, can I just send a little memo to all the parents out there? Like, just because Jason Blake says to his kid, "Don't listen to the coach," that doesn't mean you can tell your kid that. Hey, and the Minnesota Blades, man, I know all about the Minnesota Blades. I've coached against them like several times.
Pretty good, eh?
Oh yeah, you guys played tournaments like around your high school schedule, right?
Well, usually, yeah, we play at the end of the year. So you play our youth hockey, whether it's Pee Wee, Bantam. You play that during the year, and then Blades usually starts up probably around now. and then you'll play throughout the summer. You go to tournaments, go to Winnipeg, Vancouver. We played against some St. Louis teams back in the day. I mean, I saw Keith Kachuk at a few tournaments. You see guys. I mean, that's kind of the nice thing is when you play in those AAA things, you go to all these different spots and you see a lot of guys that you played against in the NHL or played with or whatever, and you see their kids playing, and I mean that's kind of a fun little deal too. But no, I mean it's the Blades was a good thing for. Well, it's AAA. I mean, you get to play against the best all over. I mean, Minnesota hockey's just obviously just in Minnesota. You're only playing kids from Minnesota, so it's always nice to have your kid being more of an elite player to play on one of these AAA teams and get to go out and travel and play against the best. And it's fun. I mean, it's fun for me too. I went to every tournament with them, so it was fun.
So so what are you doing now? Are you just chilling? Are you set up enough to where you could kick your feet up on that fucking lake, watch your kids fucking play, do whatever you want to do? Are you looking for a job? Do you have a job? Like, what do you got going?
Life's good.
Okay.
No, I mean, I just chase. I got 4 kids, so I chase them around. I got divorced a few years ago, and but we get along, so that's a good thing.
Thank God.
Yeah, but we got 4 kids, and our oldest is 20. She's in college at the University of Minnesota, and then Jackson's 17, and then I got a daughter that's 14 and a son that's 8.
Holy shit!
So I chase them around, and the days I have them, I got them, and the days I don't, I usually spend them down south or in the winter down south a little bit here and there, and on the lake. No, that place is on Lake Minnetonka, the one that I posted that day.
Yeah,
it's a big lake here in Minneapolis or wherever, Wayzata, and I rented a place for the summer. So I had a place up in Brainerd. Have you guys ever heard of Brainerd, Minnesota?
I have. Cam has.
Fuck off, Andy. Don't act like you know every fucking thing. Jesus Christ.
He doesn't even know where Minnesota is. Maybe knows where Minnesota is. Hey, but
come in January, February. It's beautiful here.
I heard it. It's really nice and warm. It's nice and warm up there.
Hey,
come down here in August.
Hey, but your path, man, is pretty interesting too, because like you played 1 year at Ferris State and then you transferred. Like, were you a late bloomer even, like, prior to going to college? Like, you weren't drafted. Like, kind of break down your story and your path that led you from, Ferris State to North Dakota before you turned pro.
Well, I think everybody dream is to play in the NHL or whatever sport you choose to play in. And, I mean, back then I was probably a better golfer than I was a hockey player. And, I went to go after I graduated high school at Moorhead. I actually went to school with Matt Cullen. Matt Cullen's dad was my high school hockey coach.
Wow,
but you guys, I'm sure, know Matt.
Yeah, he had a terrible career.
Isn't he
no
still
longevity?
Isn't he still playing?
No shit.
Yeah, he's probably trying to. But and then I went to play juniors in Waterloo in the USHL, and I think there was only 8 to 10 teams at the time back then. And I don't know. I was a good player, but I wasn't a great player. And I just kind of blossomed in my second year of juniors. And I thought, I could go to Ferris State and play hockey and also take the PGM program there, the pro golf management, maybe be a golf pro at a golf course or something on that line. And I don't know, things just kind of worked out where, my coach or the guy that was the coach of UND at the time, Dean Blaze, I've known him for so long that, it was just, hey, do you want to come back and play at home? And I said, yeah. And I knew I'd have to sit out a year, which sucked. And, I sat out a year and had a great time at UND. We won a national championship in 1997 against Boston University. Chris Drury was on that team.
Oh.
Sean Bates was on that team. Yeah. And I don't know, things just kind of worked out. I mean, you got to take a chance in life and have faith. And, I never knew that I would ever play in the NHL at my size. I mean, when I started my career, I was probably the littlest guy in the league. And, I remember I was in LA playing against Philadelphia. Oh. And I don't know why Andy Murray did this, probably to prove a point, but it was me and Ziggy Palffy and someone, I can't remember the other line mate, but our job was to shut down Eric Lindros, John LeClaire, and Michael Renberg.
Jesus Christ.
I was only -5 that game.
That's not bad. Not bad.
That's okay. Could have been worse. But what do you mean you were the smallest in the league? Like, how small were you when you first came in?
Well, I was probably 5'9", but back then, I mean, that was the rules haven't changed. The rules didn't change till 2005, 2006 during that lockout. So I mean, there was a lot of holding, hooking, and a lot more slashing, a lot more dirty play than there was after the rules changed. And I mean, it was a tough adjustment. I think it's a tough adjustment for anyone from where they're playing to go play in the NHL. But I mean, it was a challenge.
Wasn't that horrible though? Wasn't that horrible in the 90s? Like, so you're late, okay, early 2000s, before that 04 lockout, that full year where they did the hook and clutch and shit. But, like, explain the difference, because that helped my career out, not holding up, because I was just getting on that fucking forecheck. No one could hold you. You're taking that hit. But for you, like, God, guys were just, like, fucking, they'd hook you so hard, and you're like, I can't break away from you. And you take your jersey off after the game, and you just got cuts like you were tortured back in the day.
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, the shit that I look back at, I mean, even now you look at the game, you watch the game, and I mean, I love the way it's come around. I mean, you know, the skill guys, they skate around like, I mean, they're fast, they're strong. Back in the day, I mean, those guys would hack the shit out of you. I remember standing in front of the net, like it was my first or second year in the league. It had to have been because I was in LA. And I remember you watch all these guys growing up, like Chris Chelios, all these superstars, and, you know, you idolize them. I remember standing in front of the net in Detroit once, and Chris Chelios whacked me in the back of the leg so hard. I mean, I literally lost my breath. I was like, oh my God. And I wanted to turn around and ask him for an autograph, but, but I mean, it's just like, I don't know, when the rules changed, it definitely helped a lot of guys, a lot of smaller guys too. I mean, the reason I got there was, you know, the way I look at it is my work ethic, and I was fast, and I had to be fast because, I mean, Cam will tell you, I'm sure Cam wanted to take my head off a few times.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, you had that fucking smirk on your face, and sorry to backtrack a little bit, but like, okay, you weren't drafted. Like, were you noticed? Like, when did you get that speed? And did all of a sudden you hit fucking puberty, and you're like, no, I'm gonna be a little fucking piss missile out here, and I'm not gonna take shit. Like, when did that come about?
When I was playing with Dave Scatcher and Jason Weimer.
Yeah, there you go. I play with them. Yeah, I play with both those cats. Yeah. Well, they just think they go do your fucking thing. We got you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Pretty much. I remember getting on a line with those guys in New York, and I didn't know. Like, I mean, obviously, you never know. But I remember when Jason Weimer came up to me one day, he's like, "You just go do your thing. Whatever it is, I got your back." And then Scatch kind of followed the suit. And, you know, it was fun to play with those guys because then you could kind of do whatever you want. Obviously, I like to talk on the ice quite a bit. I mean, I stopped talking around 2007, 2008. I actually remember this. I was playing against Chicago, and I lined up against Theo Fleury. And he played for the Rangers all those years I was with the Islanders.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And I used to talk to him all the time. And I don't know why I would do it, but I did it. And I remember, 2006, 2007 is when I had kind of the big year. And I remember lining up against him, and he goes, I told you a long time ago, if you just shut your fucking mouth, things would come your way. Or something like that. And I was like, I looked at him, and I never said a word to him. I was like, you're right. I mean, you're right. Just guys will leave you alone a little bit more if you just stop talking.
The Cam and Strick podcast is brought to you by CarShield. You know, nothing more frustrating, Cam, than when that engine light comes on and you know right off the bat you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars to repair your vehicle. Call 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM or visit carshield.com and use the code CAM to save 10%. Yeah. That's carshield.com. A deductible may apply. Save yourself money. Sign up and get your coverage now with carshield.com. Now back to the interview. Was that like in your nature? Was that who you were, man? You just came in with that kind of that sense of self-confidence to be a talker? Did you feel like you had to play that way to give you that swagger that you needed to be successful? Like, what made you talk so much?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's probably my personality. I mean, I remember playing once when I was in New York, and Mike Milbury was the general manager, and I was playing well, but I wasn't probably playing the best I should have been playing. And I remember I came to pregame skate one day, and then after pregame skate, our athletic trainer came in the room and said, "Blakey, Mike wants to see you." And I was like, "Oh shit!"
Oh God.
It's like that walk of freaking what's going to happen now.
Yeah.
And he was standing in the hallway, and I went out there and I said, "What's up, Mike?" And he looked at me and he's like, "Not much." He goes, "How you doing?" I go, "Good." I go, "What's going on?" Because I didn't want to be traded. So, I didn't know what was happening. And he goes, "How do you think you're playing?" I said, "Well, I think I'm playing pretty good." But he goes, "Well, there's something missing from your game." And I said, "What's that?" And he goes, "You're not fucking talking enough."
Oh.
I was like, "Okay."
Okay.
He goes, I want to make sure that every player on the opposite team hates you by the end of the game tonight. I was like, "Okay, I guess I have to do that."
Wow. So they wanted you to be that way. They encouraged you to do so.
Oh.
And what'd you think of Milbury? Did you get along with him like throughout your career in New York?
I loved Mike Milbury. I absolutely loved him. I really did. I liked him. When I was there, the first couple of years, we had Peter Laviolette as coach. We had a really good lineup. With Yashin and Michael Pekka, and the list goes on. But then we took a little lull there for a little bit. We got rid of a couple guys, and Peter Laviolette stopped coaching, and then we had some other guys coaching. But I always had the utmost respect for Mike Milbury. He said it how it was. And he was super nice. So, you'd come to the rink, he'd ask you about your family, your kids. And how do you not like a guy like that?
Yeah, no, listen, I actually like having someone say something positive about him because, he's kind of like Mike Keenan in the sense that everybody we have on that we ask about him, they just have these horror stories. It's like it was really bad. Like you listen to Todd Bertuzzi when he was on with us, what led to him being traded and how bad he was treated in his words. So to hear you have a different experience, man, I think maybe balances things out a little bit, Jason.
Well, I don't know. I liked him. But he liked me. He liked the way I played. Mm-hmm. And he liked what I brought to the game, how I played on an edge, how I pissed guys off. That's Mike in a nutshell. And I got along with him. I played for a lot of coaches and had GMs, well, not necessarily GMs, but a lot of coaches that, would never really ask you any questions or talk to you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Unless they're pissed at you.
Nothing
unless
intimate.
You play.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Mike would always, I remember he'd always come in and say, "Hey, I was married. My wife was Sarah." And he's like, "How's Sarah doing? How are the kids doing?" And that means a lot to a player, I think, anyways, or at least it did to me.
Yeah.
Same thing with when I had Brian Burke in Toronto. He's probably the best GM I ever had, hands down.
Berkey.
He was the same exact way. You'd walk in the rink, practice, he'd be on the bike or he'd be doing something in the gym, and he'd be like, "Hey, how's it going? How are the kids doing? This and that." And as a player, I think that says a lot. That he likes you, and because if he didn't like you, he would never ask you.
Yeah, man, it's so interesting you say that because, some coaches, it's just like not in their personality to ask about your family. We hear players say that about like Ken Hitchcock and stuff like that. Like he's not going to really do that. But like other coaches are going to show interest in your personal life. What about Andy Murray, though? Like he was here in St. Louis for a long time. Cam played for him. I got to know him like extremely well, like very interesting individual. I'm curious what he was like in L.A. before he came here. Like, did you enjoy playing for him? Like, how did you land in L.A. anyway, being a free agent from North Dakota? Like, who recruited you to go there? Signed there.
I don't even know. I just had my agent Neil Sheehy. Mm-hmm. He said there's a couple teams that wanted you, and then I actually, when I left college, we lost to Boston College in the regional, and I went to go play in Orlando for 7 games. He said there was a couple teams that I don't know. We'll just say a couple. I don't even really know, but he said, but they want to sign you a 2-way deal, and they're, you deserve a 1-way. And I said, well, whatever. I don't know. So I went to Orlando to play 7 games. and then LA stepped up and gave me a one-way deal. But playing for Andy Murray, I actually like, all the coaches that I had, I actually like. I mean, because I just worked hard in practice and played hard in the game. I gave everything I had on the ice. But I remember the first road trip, my roommate, my first year was Luke Robitaille. So talk about scary and fuck, I didn't even want to do anything. I just laid in my bed. I'm like, I don't know what this guy. I mean, he's an Hall of Famer. He's the best left winger to ever play the game. I'm just gonna sit here. But I remember, I think we were in Nashville for my first full year in LA, and so we get up and we're gonna go down and have breakfast, and we go down. We get to the door and there's like this sheet laying underneath the door. Did you have that, Cam?
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
He would do that. Keith Kachuk used to put towels under the door so his notes couldn't pass through.
I had my run-ins with Andy, trust me. Oh,
so I picked this piece of paper and Luke's like, "What's that?" And I said, "I don't know. It looks like a game, like what we're gonna do tonight." And he goes, "Here, let me see it." And he fucking takes it and throws it in the garbage. And I was like, as a first year guy, and like you try to do everything by the book, and you're like, okay, I better read this so I'm prepared for tonight. He's like, fuck that.
That's how everybody kind of was. Although I will be honest with you, of all the Andy Murray,
Cam
quirks,
loved the notes.
I liked the notes. I'm like, fuck, who's in the lineup? Oh, I got to deal with this motherfucker. Like, who's this? Who's that? Like, I didn't mind that. But isn't it weird? Here's the most fucked up part of that is Luke Robitaille had to share a room. Isn't that fucked up? Think about that for a second. Why even share a room at that point? Like, fucking pay for your. I paid for my own room, Andy. I told Caruso I want my own room even when I was young, just to fucking sleep better. This guy's had. Yeah. Isn't that fucked up how they did that in the NHL?
That was back in the day.
Yeah,
I didn't go to every road trip. I never went to the bathroom once.
No shit.
Oh my god. Hey, were they good to you though? Like they had some pretty good. Obviously some. You just mentioned one Hall of Famer. They had some other guys. Like Rob Blake was probably there at the time too. Like were these guys good to you as a young guy coming in who liked to talk a lot, as you said, and had some confidence?
Yeah, they were all good. I mean, when you come in and you have. I guess for me, it was like we had a lot of guys that were stars in the league on our team, and to what level they were. I mean, we had Blakey, we had Ziggy Palffy, we had Stumple, Brian Smolinski was a hell of a hockey player. Glenn Murray. I mean, we had a lot of good players, and yeah, they were good. I mean, it was fun. It's tough. I mean, when you're a big fish, well, I don't mean this in a bad way, but it's tough when you're a big fish somewhere and you go somewhere and you don't get to play as much as you think you should or would like to. We've all gone through it, and it's just how to deal with that. And but we lost out my first year. We lost to Detroit in 4 games. I think they went on to win the Stanley Cup that year. I mean, but as your first year comes along, I mean, you play all these teams that have all these stars. Like my first game in the NHL was against St. Louis because I played the year before after I left college. And I remember, how you stretch on the ice and you get down and you do your groin stretch and stuff. Yeah. I remember sitting on the red line and all I did was stare at the St. Louis Blues.
They were loaded.
Chris Pronger skated by. I was like, oh my God, that's Chris Pronger. That's Chris Pronger. Al McGinnis skated by. Oh my God. All these guys are, and you're just like, holy shit. Are you really here? Are you like, you're looking around like, are you really here? Like, are you in the building right now? We're going to play a game?
Yeah, they're going to play 40 minutes, Jason. They're playing fucking 40 minutes against you that night too. They're not coming off the ice.
Well, I scored that game. I scored my first game in LA against St. Louis. And I remember it was LA. This is the year that Scotty Young needed one more point. It was Pavel Demitra and Scotty Young. You remember those guys?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
And it was one of them needed a goal. And I think it was Scotty Young needed a goal. And I didn't know, this didn't even register on my wavelength. One of them needed a goal and it was Scotty Young, and Pavel Demitra needed one more point. And they had a 2-on-1 and we pulled our goalie it was LA's last game of the year, and St. Louis was moving on to the playoffs. You know, that 82nd game that means so much.
Yeah.
For me, it did though. But I remember that Pavel Demitra gave Scotty Young like a wide open net. Yaroslav Modry slid over and blocked it. And they were like, what the fuck? He could have got 500, some ridiculous amount of for
so it was one more goal for a bonus and like another point for a bonus.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
How is LA though, dude? Like you weren't making much money at the time. Like where'd you live? Were you like, oh, LA's awesome. Oh, I have a 1-bedroom apartment looking over nothing because it's fucking expensive. Like where'd you live and where'd Luke Robitaille live? That guy was making some good coin.
I don't even know where Luke lived, down in like Hollywood or something like that. I lived in Manhattan. Most of the guys live in Manhattan Beach. I rented a place on the one, there's a road called Sepulveda or the 101. I lived on the opposite side. My first year, I just rented a house. My second year, I rented a house that was about 100 yards from the ocean. Jamie Storr lived there. There's another guy that lived there prior to Jamie Storr. It was great. I mean, every day you wake up, it's, 70 plus degrees. You go to practice with your shorts on, but you had to have a collar shirt on. That's Andy Murray's rule.
Oh, yeah.
You can't have your hat backwards.
Yeah, no.
Can't do a lot of things.
No, you can't. And he doesn't curse.
Can't do a lot of things.
He doesn't curse on the bench either, does he? Allegedly.
No.
Hey, but you were like
him and Ray Bennett just held hands on the bench.
Oh my God! Hey,
I like Ray Bennett.
He's now in Colorado, man. He's outlasted Andy in the NHL.
I liked Ray too. Yeah, I had Mark Hardy and Dave Tippett as my assistant coaches, and Dave Tippett played at North Dakota, back in the day, so I had that somewhat of a connection. So no, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I mean, I really did like Andy Murray. He's
a good dude.
He really is.
I'd have fucking fallen out.
He's interesting.
He's interesting.
Good guy. You just gotta weed out the BS. Like he may tell you a little bit of a fib here and there.
Oh my God.
But you just gotta weed it out. Hey, but you were like 24, 25 at the time though. Like when you first came into the NHL, was that weird being in college? I mean, it's not that unusual if you really look at people who play 4 years in college. But to be a really good player in college and kind of have an idea that you're going to have a chance to play in the NHL, at least late in your college career, and to be 24, did it feel like you were there too long?
In college?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, after we won in '97, my head coach was Dean Blaze. We had talks about maybe leaving, that there was interest, but I don't know. I mean, I just, I had a good thing at UND, and I didn't know, if you go play at the time, it was going to be a 2-way contract. And at the time, I mean, you don't know which way to go. I mean, guys from Canada have it figured out way before guys from the United States do, right? That go to college.
Yeah.
And you never think, everybody's dream is to play in the NHL. But you don't know if it's going to ever happen. I mean, even for me, I wasn't drafted. I was a smaller guy. And yeah, did I do well in college? Yeah. But you never think that you're going to, the hardest thing is to get there. Even harder than that is to stay there.
Yeah.
And, I, at a point, I knew I was going to get there. I just didn't know that, or at least I knew I'd play a game or something,
That's how
I just didn't know that I'd be, 14 years later. And so, but it was fun.
Time to talk a little bit about Daredevil Hockey, the ultimate in performance plus protection. Daredevil is a lightweight compression-based layer designed with Kevlar cut-resistant fabric overlays that protects all the vulnerable areas of the upper and lower body from skate lacerations. Get yours now. www.daredevilhockey.com. Use that promo code Cam and Strick. You'll save 25%. Now back to the interview.
Let's go.
All right, so you signed the big ticket to go to Toronto, and you mentioned Brian Burke, and you can tell some Berkey stories. But going to Toronto as an American,
oh boy,
were they receptive of you right away? What'd you think of just playing in that environment overall?
Toronto is probably one of the best It's just like playing for the Yankees in New York.
Yeah.
But I mean, I had a little hiccup. So, I mean, I don't know if you guys know, I got diagnosed with leukemia.
We were going to ask you about that for sure.
So it was kind of a, you sign a big deal, and obviously you're going to the number one probably place to play as far as what people, the nostalgia and stuff. So, and then to have that happen was kind of a big letdown, obviously. But I mean, what a great place to play. Fans are outstanding. City's great. Everything was great about it. It was just a tough first year for me. It was a tough month. The first month sucked.
Do you remember getting diagnosed, like being in the doctor's office, or did they call you? I mean, how much did that just rock your world, Jason, when you found that out?
How'd you feel? And how did you know that did you know something was fucked up with you? We're like, God, I don't have my energy, or I'm sweating too much, or what happened to you?
Nothing. I felt great. It just went to training camp, and we all have to take a piss test and a blood test. And 4 days later, Noah Foreman, our team doctor, said, "Hey, we got to do another blood test." And I said, "Okay, well, that's not uncommon, Mm-hmm. So then I did that. And then he said, "Hey, we got to do another one." And I was like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Oh no.
He goes, "Well, meet me at this place." Well, it was called Princess Margaret Hospital Cancer Research Center. I didn't know it at the time because there was road construction downtown, and you had to go in the back. So the whole building was covered with tarps. So I meet him in the lobby with my wife at the time. And so we go back and we take the blood. And then he goes, "Hey, we're going to go to the second floor." Well, I still don't even know where the fuck we are. So the elevator opens up, and there's this big emblem on the wall. Because the whole ride, it's only the second floor, but so it takes 30 seconds, 20 seconds to get there. I go, "No, what's going on?" He goes, "No, we'll just get out of here on the second floor and we'll figure out what's going on." Well, then the doors open up, and there's a huge emblem on the wall that says Princess Margaret Cancer Research Center. And I looked at him, I was like, "No, what the fuck is going on?" And he goes, "Well, just let's go talk to the doctor." So that's when he told me, and I did, a bone marrow thing right there. And yeah, it definitely rocked my world. I had 3 kids at the time. One was just born, and you're like, what in the hell is going on?
Oh man. So you're like, okay. So when they take the bone marrow, they have to dig it out of you? Like, what is that?
Yeah. Yeah. He numbed me up and he cut my back open and dug it out. But you know what? I mean, the doctors were Jeff Lipton Dr. Lipton was his name. Like, he gave me every little scenario, what could happen, what probably will happen. And, and then at the end of the time, he said, "You're not going to die from this, but, it's going to take you a while to get back." So I started taking this. And as an athlete, you can appreciate this as an athlete. So I started taking this medicine basically right away. Mm-hmm. Well, I lost 10 pounds in 10 pounds in probably 8 days. So, that's muscle, so I wasn't as strong as I probably would have been if just on a normal year. So yeah, it did. Everything just sucked, to be honest with you. You go in a corner and you don't feel as strong, or you go to the net, you don't feel as strong. I still felt fast, but not as fast. And it took me about 6 weeks to get used to this medicine. I still take it today on a daily basis.
Really? Yeah, no, I had heard that. Is this something that you have to take the rest of your life? And wait, did you miss time during the season? Is this a situation where you had to do chemo and radiation and all that, or how'd you get around that if you didn't have to do that?
No, this pill. It's called Gleevec, and Brian Boyle, the guy, he played in New Jersey. He got diagnosed with the same thing. I actually reached out to him and talked to him.
Great guy.
It's just he's awesome, dude. And it's just like a multivitamin every morning, but it's a chemo drug basically. So I take it every morning. For the last since 2007.
Does it hamper your eating? So you still lose weight on that? And
no, I wish it would.
I was going to say,
I wish I could lose weight on it.
Well, yeah, does it keep you from stop drinking? Hook me up, please. As far as the chemo, or as far as just the hair loss, does that happen? Did you? Were you depressed all day? What does it really do to you? Do you have weird dreams at night? Are you just thinking about your family the whole fucking time?
Well, at first, I just thought about my family, but it didn't do anything other than, you couldn't hold food down. You know, that was the biggest thing. Like everything you ate would be coming out one of two ways. So, and it was coming out for sure. And that was the worst thing. But going to the rink was like my savior.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, because when you're at home, I had 3 kids at the time, and I had a baby. She's 14 now, but she was born in February. So she was, 6-7 months old. So you go home and you spend all your time with them. I mean, if you can relate, if you have kids, I mean, that's away from the rink. That's what you're playing Mr. Dad kind of. And that was a tough thing, because then you'd go in the backyard, do whatever, play in the house, and you'd look at them going like, what in the fuck is going on right now? Like, am I going to be able to see these guys grow up? I mean, I don't know. Who knows? I never felt sorry for myself. It was just a card that was dealt to me, and I just had to play it. And, at the time, thank God for my wife. Now, my ex-wife, I mean, she was by my side the whole time. It was tough. I mean, hockey was tough. I didn't even want to play for a while, because, I mean, you just feel like shit. You have pregame meal, you have breakfast, you have dinner. I mean, it just nothing tasted well, or nothing tasted good, because you knew that 10 minutes after you ate, it's coming out.
Puking, man.
Okay, so hold on. How were you able to play, though? You know what I mean? Like, because a lot of guys, who have cancer, they got to step away. So what was it with your situation that allowed you to keep playing?
Well, it happened during training camp. So it was early on. And so I missed a couple preseason games. Okay. And obviously the day that we played, I remember we played Buffalo the day that I went in, and he cut a little bit of my bone marrow out. And it was sore, and I wanted to play. That's a fucking funny thing. I wanted to play, but I couldn't lift my leg because it hurt. Like when the Novocaine or the whatever that is that he put in there first, like I couldn't even lift my leg. It hurt so bad because it went down my spine. And I don't know. I just whatever. I mean, I talked to John Ferguson, was our GM, great guy. Cliff. I mean, he was a great guy. Yeah, Fletcher. Cliff came in too, a little bit. Paul Maurice was our coach. I mean, a lot of that I wish I could have taken back, because I was a miserable person back then. I really was. Yeah. And I just had a lot of, not on the hockey side, just on the life side, which is, we all know that's bigger than hockey, because you only play hockey for so long, and now you got to figure out how to live life.
Yep.
It was tough. It was tough. I mean, I didn't want to go to the rink. I didn't feel good. Every day was a new day for me. Like how I was going to feel. Am I going to feel okay today? Oh, I'm about a 6 out of 10. Oh fuck, we're playing the New Jersey Devils tonight, or something like that.
How was the media with you though in Toronto? Like just all the media there. Like were they asking you questions about this every single day? Were they being critical of your play? Like,
were you like, bitch, I got fucking cancer. Yeah, get off my phone. Exactly.
Well, I didn't. Yeah, I mean a little bit. I remember it was like 3 games in. It might have been 2 games in, 2 or 3 games in. We played Ottawa back-to-back nights, like home and home type thing. And I didn't score in like the first 3 games. And they were like, so are you not scoring because you have like all this stuff. And I looked at the guy and I'm like, are you serious right now? Like I'm in a scoring slump. Fuck, this isn't a scoring slump. I've gone 8 games without scoring.
Well, how was your like sex drive? And I'm sorry to get so intimate. I'm serious. No. I'm serious on this shit. Like, did it affect you on the home front where you didn't want to fucking do anything? You didn't want to be intimate with your wife. Like you're just like down, and all you're thinking about is this cancer.
Well, there was a time there right off the bat, yeah, but it didn't. I mean, like I said, she was by my side. She was the reason why I got up every single day, her and my kids, I mean, there's days I didn't want to get out of bed. The thing is for me, it's like, I never felt sorry for myself. Not one day, not one moment did I ever feel sorry for myself. We're all dealt with a different hand. It's just how you play it. And this is just what happened in my path. But at the end of the day, I mean, when I got it all figured out, it took a couple of months. Then I was relieved and I was feeling good. And the medicine finally settled down in my body, and it was just like a multivitamin you take every day, and I managed it and played hockey.
So it's probably because you're such a good athlete, like a world-class athlete,
you're
in great shape.
You're a competitor.
That probably was to your advantage, man. It probably helped you. All right, let's go back to Toronto, though. Get back to hockey, though, a little bit here. So Brian Burke, he's your GM. You mentioned you liked him so much. Like, it was kind of an odd time for the Maple Leafs, like they certainly weren't where they are now. So just the overall experience of where the team was, and why'd you like Burke so much? Why was he such a good fit for you?
I don't really have an answer for that. I just really liked him. I don't know. I mean, the moment, I think you just have so much respect for someone like that, for what he's done for hockey, for USA Hockey. And I've heard so many good things about him. And I remember so my first year, John Ferguson was the GM, and then him and Paul Maurice, they parted ways with Toronto, and then they hired Ron Wilson, which he's a beauty.
What'd you think of Ron? I mean, listen, I remember when those guys came
here.
They didn't like him.
I liked Ron Wilson. Yeah, he's got a different demeanor of himself. I mean, he would do things just to spite you.
Like
and
what?
It's fine.
Like what though?
Well, I mean, like Ron Wilson was my coach in 04-05 or whatever when we played in the World Cup in 04-05. I mean, he was great, and I really liked him. I have the utmost respect for him. But I remember it was my second year we were playing, because he was coached my second and third year in Toronto. And I remember it was like the fourth game of the year or something like that. And he came up to me. He's like, fuck, I love the way you're playing, this and that. We don't even play a game from now that he talked to me. We haven't even played a game till the next game. And he's like, you're doing everything I ever asked you to do. Just keep doing it. Well, guess what? I don't even play the next game. I was healthy scratch in Boston.
Like, why do I hate that shit, to be honest?
And I'm like, well, the funny thing is, I was just like, and then, I had Tim Hunter and Rob Zettler as assistants, and they were good guys too. And they're like, don't even worry. Like, we don't even know what the fuck is going on.
Oh my God.
And they're like, and then, but I did like Ron Wilson. But back to Berkey, I don't know. I think when you become, like you said the word before, more intimate with your players, I think they respect you a lot more. Yep. And like for Berkey, every single day, I remember when I first came to training camp and I sat down and talked to him for a long time. And no other GM has ever done that. Not that I deserve that, but no other GM's ever done that.
What did the Maple Leafs do behind the scenes for you when you got sick? Like, did they really go out of their way for you and your family?
Yeah, they did. I mean, they just said, take as much time as you want it. That's kind of it. And, we'll keep this a private, closed matter as much as we could. And what really bothered me is I would miss practices, and I started missing some preseason games. And I wouldn't even be at the rink. And I didn't want any of the other players to think that, because they didn't know anything about it. I mean, to be honest with you, one guy that I really liked a lot, which I absolutely did not like when I played in Toronto, was Darcy Tucker. Darcy Tucker is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet in your life. Truly. Yeah. Great teammate, great person, great family guy, great everything. And I remember I sat next to Darcy, and I got pretty close to Darcy when I got there, just, with all the Michael Pekka shit that happened in New York, and I remember that Michael Pekka, when he went to Toronto, he was before I was, I think, and he said, I don't know, he said something about Darcy Tucker. I said, you fucking like that guy? You remember what he did to you? He goes, he's the nicest guy in the world. When I got there, I was like, fuck, this guy is awesome. Mm-hmm. He is great.
I was telling somebody today, and it's funny because we had Tucker on and we had Pekka on too, so like having both those guys tell their version of the story. But I was telling, like, I've never seen a player whose personality off the ice is so different than who they were on the ice. Like, Darcy Tucker to me was like a complete psychopath. Like, watching him play, just a nutcase. And he's like the most perfect person.
I know. We want to get something out of him.
When we talked to him, he's like an angel. Like, he's like too good to be true. I heard you guys used to chirp each other nonstop inside the room.
Oh yeah, I used to say some stuff. You mean in the room in Toronto?
Yeah.
No, I love that guy. That guy was awesome.
Well, in a good way,
No.
like have fun with each other type.
Like two
yeah,
big dicks in a room. Two big dicks in a room.
Yeah. I mean, but when I played New York, Michael Peck was he was my best buddy on the team, and I roomed with him for 3 years. And when that happened, when we played him in the playoffs, you know, obviously your blood flows over and you're like, motherfucker. But when I got to Toronto, yeah, he is by far one of the nicest guys I ever played with and nicest guys I've ever played with. I mean, seriously.
Oh, we know, man. We're like, wait, time out.
Is this the
you're
same
perfect.
Can we now talk to Darcy Tucker, please?
Put your wife on, Darcy. Put your wife on. We need to talk to her now.
Time to talk about our boy Dan Bellman.
Ooh.
Bellman.com. That's with 2 N's, not one. BEHLMANN.com. Hey, check out the new inventory. Check out the pre-owned vehicles. You looking for a Chrysler, a Dodge, a Jeep, or Ram? How about a Cadillac or a Buick GMC? All in Troy, Missouri. Get your new wheels in time for the winter. Now back to the interview.
So remember that playoff series? Was that 02? When you guys just fucking Stevie Webb's doing his shit, and
Stevie Webb.
How was he? Was he a cool cat?
No, he was awesome.
Yeah,
Steve Webb was the guy. So I played with him and Claude Lapointe. Remember Claude Lapointe?
Yeah, man. Yep.
So Steve Webb, I mean, just a great guy too. But Steve Webb, you would literally dump the puck in the corner. You'd go after it. You'd be the first guy, or maybe the defender would be out, you know, the first guy or whatever. Steve Webb would take out fucking everybody. He would take out everybody. And I'd be like, I'd chip it and I'd have to look over my shoulder, not for the opposing defender, for Steve Webb. Is he coming? Where the fuck is he?
He's gonna fucking hit you from behind.
Well, I remember I think he hit Darcy Tucker in the playoffs that year pretty hard. Really? But he also tied Dolney 2 once. But yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. That was one of the best series I was ever. 7 games.
That was the best.
Sean Bates scored in that. Yeah, that was 0-2. Yep. Sean Bates scored against Curtis Joseph on a penalty shot. Yeah.
Hey, what about the Olympics in 06? Like, what are your memories from that? Like, how much fun was that to play in? Even though you guys didn't do too well in Torino, Team USA, but you had some personalities on that roster.
We what do you mean? We took 8th. No, I'm just kidding.
Eating that gabagool.
That's another thing. Like I remember. Well, we'll back up. I remember going to the World Cup in 04-05 training camp in Columbus, and I remember our team meeting. I mean, these are all guys that you look up to. I mean, they're all stars, superstars.
Yeah.
And I remember going to the meeting the first night in Columbus, Ohio, and you're like Mike Madonna's walking right by you, Keith Kachuk's walking by, Brett Hall's walking right. I mean, you're just like, holy fuck, why am I here right now? And that, you know, it's kind of the same thing in the Olympics. Like you go to Colorado and you have your little, you know, pre-Olympic, you know, the summer before they pick 30 guys or 40, whatever it is, and then. Yeah, the camp. And I remember I got one thing about Keith Kachuk. So we were playing, I can't remember we were playing Latvia or something. And because Cam, you played with him, right?
Oh, yeah. Motherfucker. Let a blast with
No. He's a funny guy.
Oh, God.
But we have 2-on-1, and he threw me, and I had a wide open net, and I fucked it in the corner. It's my fault. And I remember skating back, and he whacked me in the leg, and he goes, put it in. My fucking calf hurt for the remainder of the tournament. Like,
did he run the show in the locker room? Did Walt run the show? Did he walk in there like, fuck, what? Here we go. Because Scotty Gomez told us, remember that, Andy, where Gomer was with them and Walt was in the back of the bus and they're chirping Gomer, and Gomer's going back and forth with Walt because Walt's a big dick, and Gomer's like, I got 2 fucking Stanley Cups. Remember you saying that shit? Was Walt the big boy? Did he talk all this shit like the leader kind of thing?
Well, he was one of many. I mean, we had Chris Chelios, so I mean,
God.
And Hatcher was Hatcher there too, or no?
I don't think he was
in
on
the
that.
World Cup. Maybe he was there in the World Cup for sure.
World Cup he was, but not in the Olympics. I don't think he was in the Olympics.
Who'd you hang with on that team? Like during that whole thing, like who was your buddy?
Mike Madonna.
Oh, that's
really
nice. Good pick. Good pick.
Yeah. We played a lot of golf. I mean, we played a lot of golf, I guess. Him and Brett Hall, we used to play golf. When we were in Columbus for the World Cup training camp, we played golf quite a bit. Jamie Langenbrunner played a few times. I don't know.
Would you guys have fun there, though, in Italy? Like, were you guys like, let me go explore around? Did people come up to Mike Modano and say, like, God, you're beautiful. What are you? Like, are you a something soccer player, hopefully?
From Spain.
From Spain. That beautiful hair. I mean, shit.
Yeah, beautiful Mo. We didn't do much. Like, one of the things that we wanted to do was go watch skiing, but it was like 2 hours away, and we just never had the time to go up there and watch it. The downhill skiing, I think that'd be kind of cool to watch.
Yeah, dude.
But for the most part, no, we didn't really do much. I mean, we practiced every day, and usually it was kind of an off-time practice because you had, the days you didn't play, you practice, and it'd be like at 1:00 in the afternoon, whenever the ice was available, and so you just kind of hung tight where the Olympic Village was, and my roommate was Brian Rafalski, and
playing video games the whole fucking time. Was he playing video games the whole time?
Raffy, no.
Raffy, he was.
No.
Well, he's pretty chill.
He was putting all his money under his mattress.
Yeah, saving that money up.
Hey, I remember covering the training camp you guys had though in Columbus for the World Cup, and like Holly and Ron Wilson, they weren't getting along. He was like a healthy scratch. Like guys were leaving Columbus to go fly to Detroit to like Kid Rock concerts at night, and then coming back the next morning. Yeah. Like that had to be like for you as a young guy, it had to be like, what is going on here? These guys just do whatever they want, basically.
Yeah, sure. I remember that. I was like, what the fuck? So we were actually playing golf that day, and we're on I don't know what it was before. They're like, hey, does anyone want to go to Detroit? Or was it Chicago? I don't even know where it was at. And we're like, what? We're like, yeah, we're going to get a jet here and go to watch Kid Rock play. And we're like, are you fucking serious? And yeah, there's I don't know how many guys that were on the jet, but they went down there and flew down there and watched Kid Rock, hung out with Kid Rock, and they were home by the morning, 6:00 in the morning.
Get on the bike in the sauna
for practice.
Yeah, on the bike in the sauna. I wouldn't have been one of those guys. I was a rookie, so I think I would have not done that.
Yeah, sometimes though, when you're young, man, you just gotta be like, where are the older guys at? Like, I just want to hang out with you guys. Because the younger guys don't do shit. They don't know anything.
No, but a lot of the older guys didn't go either. We played golf. It was, I mean, I don't know. That's probably not something up my alley. No. It would have been fun, though. We heard a lot of stories.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Billy G may have gone on that trip, too. I think Hatch did.
G.
Yes, he did.
That's hilarious. Hey, a couple more things for you, then we'll let you go, man. Appreciate your time here. Were you in New York when DiPietro was taken first overall? Were you like, what is going on here? And like when he first showed up, were you thinking this is going to be great or this is going to be interesting, man? I mean, he was pretty honest when he came on with us, but that had to be kind of a weird time there on the island.
Yeah, I mean, Ricky was Ricky. I mean, being first overall as a goalie is probably going to be a little tough, but he did a great job. I mean, I think the one thing that his fault. Have you ever seen Rick DiPietro with no hockey gear on?
Oh, dude,
that's why I can't. When I said that, but that's why I said to you on that Facebook. I said you look far. You're huge.
Yeah, I am jacked.
Well, no, right. But I'm just saying, like, you look like you can still play. but that was, I remember 04-05 during the lockout. That's because we went to Columbus, and I didn't see Ricky all year long because we sat out that year. He was freaking massive. That's all he did was do bench and curls all day, every single day for a year. And I mean, Ricky's an entertainer. I think he did a good job. I think he was a hell of a goalie. I just think, I don't really know. I think some injuries, everyone has injuries. And I mean, I got along good with Ricky. He was a great guy. He was a great teammate. He was all for the team.
Yeah.
But I just, he had a couple bad injuries and And then when he signed that 15-year deal,
oh my God,
oh fuck me!
I think he's still getting paid. He's still getting paid.
He is getting paid. I was pissed about that because I didn't want to leave New York, and all I wanted to do was sign after 2007. I just wanted to sign and retire there and hopefully get a job like everyone else does, you know, in the organization. Yep. And I remember they were saying, well, we're not giving out long-term deals. I'm like, well, fuck, you just gave out Rick DiPietro a 15-year deal. I'm just asking for like a 4-year deal.
Oh, shit, man. Hey, could you call up the Leafs right now? If you needed money, could you go to the Leafs and say, you know what, I want to do some fucking meet and greets, and they're going to pay me this? Like, is it that easy there to get paid as an alumni?
Can I get an Escalade?
Can I get an Escalade at that fucking car dealership, please? Like, how easy is it being an Leafs alumni?
Well, depending on how long you play and what the impact you made on the team. I mean, I remember playing in some golf charity events there, and you had Wendell Clark on one of the holes. And I mean, these guys they meant a lot to their organization. I didn't mean that much to their organization. So I don't know, for me, I don't think that would ever happen, but I mean, they do take care of their players though. That is for sure. I mean, it is, when they say Leaf Nation, it's Leaf Nation. I mean, they take care of those guys and they'll do anything they can. I mean, guys that have played for a significant amount of time, they'll take care of them. I mean, they'll, you know, whether it's, you know, show up at 15 golf charity events a year or just well, yeah, whatever it is. I mean, I don't know the number, but I mean, yeah, I mean, they do take care of them. I haven't played there I was only there for 2.5 years, so I haven't been there for a long time.
But you're a legend there.
Chaser was there for 3 months, and he fucking goes up there and makes money. What are you talking about?
You're a legend, Toronto legend.
Oh shit!
Hey, remember when you speared Sidney Crosby? Like, you ever show your kids that one and be like, "Hey, look what I did to Sid."
Yeah, but he was a bitch back then. He was. He needed that a little bit. Go ahead.
I didn't try to spear him though. That's the thing. I did. My son is into that. My 17-year-old. I mean, he's a better hockey player than I was at his age. I mean, hopefully he can stay on the path. He committed to North Dakota, but
nice.
I had to put that in there, you know.
No, I know. I was going to pump up
You're
Jackson.
Lucky Ryan Whitney didn't get you
because this is his draft
year. Ryan Whitney. I saw Ryan
Whitney
this year in Phoenix. Ryan Whitney. You know what the thing is? I like Ryan Whitney.
Oh yeah,
I do. I really do.
So do we.
He is one of the funniest guys I've ever met. I got to tell a story, and I know he's going to be pissed because every time I talk about Ryan Whitney, we laugh so freaking hard in Anaheim. So it was the year I got traded in 2009 or 2010, whatever year I got traded. That was the Olympic year. So what was that, 2010? Yeah. 2010, the Olympic year. And I remember playing and I just got there. I've only played like four games. And our fifth game or something like that was in Edmonton. And then after that, we have the 2-week break. And he's going to say
he's
something.
He's okay. He chirps me all the fucking time. Doesn't matter. Go ahead.
But anyways, so we're playing Edmonton. And then, you know, after the game, I remember this, you know, the Canadians they're going somewhere else because they're going, you know, Niedermeyer, Getzoff, Perry, they're going somewhere because they're heading off to the Olympics. Slonny, Koivu are going to the Finn. You know, they're all leaving on this other bus. And we're standing out there, and I'm standing by Scott Niedermeyer and Getzoff, and we're just standing there, going to get on the bus. And Ryan Whitney comes out and he goes, what in the fuck would ever want to what a fucking shithole. Like, why would anyone ever fucking want to play here? Like, he went on for like 2 minutes. And so then we get back I think he was going to the United States to play in the Olympic team.
Yeah, he did play in the Olympics then. He did.
And so we get back, and he's not back in Anaheim for more than 2 days. Guess where he gets traded?
Gets traded to Edmonton.
We laughed so freaking hard for weeks on that. He just went off, and then he got traded to Edmonton. But no, Ryan Whitney was a good guy. He really was.
Great dude. He's hilarious.
Funny,
Very
man.
successful.
He is funny.
He's making more money now with a Peak Whitney than anything.
I know him and Bissonnette. My son he watches them all the time. But I was in Phoenix earlier this year, and I was walking. It was down by Nobu. Well, I don't know, down by Scotts, wherever that is. And And I look over and there's Ryan Whitney and some other guys. So I had to go say hi to him. But he goes, don't even, because I go, the guy's like, hey, you got any stories about Ryan? I go, I got one. And Ryan's like, don't even say anything. I'm like, I won't.
Edmonton is depressing, though. Can we be honest with ourselves here? Like, your car can't even be clean for fucking 2 months out of the year. It's like, fuck almighty. You see, it's all gray.
It's kind of like Minnesota.
It's horrible. Your nostrils freeze, man.
It is like Minnesota. Not that cold, but it's cold.
No.
You're in the States.
No. All right, so your son Jackson, before we let you go, this is his draft year too, right? Is he going to get drafted, you think, or what?
Well, yeah, I think he'll get drafted. I don't know what round, but yeah, I think he'll get drafted this year. He's doing well. So when he was in Chicago prior to the year, I mean, he's only a junior in high school, and that's a big – guys usually don't leave until their senior or right after their senior year. Mm-hmm. But I know in Canada it's a lot different. Guys leave when they're 16. But he played really well. I mean, he was doing extremely well at the beginning of the year. But, I understand he wanted to come home and play with his buddies and try to win a state championship. I mean, winning a state championship in Minnesota is kind of like –
big deal, man.
Fuck yeah.
It's a big deal. It's a huge deal.
They're watching.
Yeah, it's a huge deal for these kids, and they should have won it last year, but they sucked in the championship game. So I mean, I get why he wanted to come home, but yeah, I mean, he's doing well. They're playing. They just beat Muskegon. Now they're playing against Fargo Force for the whole championship.
Are you hard on him? Are you hard on him though? Like, are you honest with your assessment of his game? Like, are you hands off? Like, how do you approach his hockey?
Oh, I was completely 100% hands-on, especially when I retired from hockey, because you miss that competitive nature, and there's times he'd be riding in the car and he'd be like over there shaking, like, what's dad gonna say, what's he gonna do, But the last few years I just let him be. I mean, there's times he's actually asked me, how come you don't yell at me anymore? And I'm like, there's no reason to yell at you. Can't push a rope, buddy. You gotta do it. You gotta do it yourself. Yeah. I can't. Whatever I say, all it does is hurt your feelings. I mean, So I laid off.
So listen, how honest can you be? Like, when you're and at what age? Like, what age do you really turn it up? When you start just like laying into them, like especially if the effort isn't there. Like if you know what they can do. And if they're not putting forth the effort, like that's the most frustrating thing, man. I got a daughter who plays competitive soccer. It's the same shit.
Yep.
And my son is just now getting into it. And like, you even know like what he has in the tank, and when he's not giving it his all, and he's only 4 years old, but like if he's not focusing, he's not paying attention, like it's still easy to get frustrated, Jason.
Oh yeah. I think it was when he was 9 years. So he played on that Blades team. They went to the Brick. You guys ever heard of that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we went to the Brick. And I think it was just about then for the next 4 or 5 years, 5 years, when I kind of probably no filter, to be honest with you. I never got mad at him for not scoring a goal or that. It was the effort part with me, because I base my whole life on my work ethic, and that's, we all try to instill that in our kids some way, somehow. But at the end of the day, I mean, that's all I cared about. And then I, because if you work hard and you play hard and you play the way you should play, all that other shit, goals and assists, are going to come anyways, because you're exactly that good. Right.
Comes around, man.
So I would always tell him that. I mean, like, if he didn't score a goal, I wouldn't even say anything to him. I would just ask him how he played. I already know how you played, so you can't lie to me. Mm-hmm. If you you didn't get any chances, that means you played like shit, because you're better than everyone else. So you should score. Because you're going to play the most. And I think it just came time that, like, I didn't want to, I don't know, our relationship has been so good and so solid, and we're so close, especially after, my wife and I moved or went our separate ways. Mm-hmm. We've gotten even closer. I never wanted to burn that bond with him, I guess. I mean, I didn't want him to hate hockey or hate something that he loved to do because of me. And I felt like there was a time. Well, yeah, you're right. And there was a time, like I said, I wasn't kidding. I was the best coach from the stands. I'd freaking scream. And
like from the stands, you're yelling from the stands, or do you wait
Blakey.
to go in the car? And let me ask you this.
I wouldn't yell at him. I'd be like, skate. Like I wouldn't be like, what are you doing? I'd be like, if he was going, yeah, I would say something like that. I would never swear or anything.
Yeah.
I'd just say like skate. And then after the game, I'd be like, dude, you got to work a lot harder than that. Like, seriously.
Man. I do that with my daughter right now. Like, I mean, honestly, and my son, he's just too young to even get there, but I worry about that, Jason. I don't know, like, you don't want him to hate hockey and you don't want him to hate you, kind of like what Cam was saying, but it's like, where's the line? Like, how far can you take it? Just because you want them to have success, and fulfill their potential more than anything.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's basically what it is. I mean, for me, I have daughters too. So I've kind of learned I can be a little tougher on this one than I can on that one. Mm-hmm. And my daughters dance. I mean, my oldest one doesn't now, but my youngest dances at a dance studio, and I don't know shit about dancing other than that 1 o'clock.
Are you yelling from the audience 1 o'clock during the dance recitals? Are you like, come on, no, let's go?
No, I don't say anything. Thank God for COVID because I can't go.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, that's the only positive to come out of it. You don't have to go to the dance recitals. Would you ever get into it with one of Jackson's coaches? Like, did you ever go there with a coach?
No. Okay. Just actually I did once, but it wasn't bad. It was more me trying to educate him a little bit.
Was Langenbrunner the coach?
No, well, I could tell you some stories about Lipper.
I want to hear those.
Yeah. We were playing in, I love this guy to death.
Oh, yeah. So do we, man. So do we.
So Jamie, Lipper. We're playing in the state tournament. We're not playing for first. We lost. Both teams, we both lost. It was Jackson. It was for Jackson's first year of Bantam. I think, yes. And then, so it would have been, yes, first year of Bantam. Jamie was coaching Cloquet at the time. And so we already lost. So now we're playing for third and fourth. And Jamie he's coaching, but he decided that he had to come on the ice.
Oh boy. During the game. During a whistle?
Scream in the ref, because the ref wouldn't come to him, so he said, "Screw it, I'll come to you."
Oh.
I love that guy. We belong to the same golf course here too, so yeah, and our kids are best buddies. So
really,
do you feel when that happens? Is he just afterwards? He's like, "Oh my God, what did I do? Oh God, what did I do?"
I don't think so. I don't. I mean, I'm sure you've heard stories about Walt.
Oh my God, I've seen it with all those guys. I've seen it with all these former Blues players who have coached their kids. No, a lot of the Hall of Fame guys, man. I've seen these guys go toe to toe, man. I mean, they're emotional. There's a reason why you guys get to the level that you get to. And a lot of it has to do with that competitive fire. And just because you guys stop playing and you're coaching your kids doesn't mean that you approach the game differently or you lose it.
And you can't let it out because you're not playing anymore, so that's how you let it out.
Yeah.
100%. You just said it right on the dot. Yeah. Well, there was one time. So this is the only time I've ever said anything to the coach. It was my son's second year Bantam, or maybe it was his second year Pee Wee. I can't remember, but we were losing to a team. It was up in Duluth. It was a tournament, and we were playing for third and fourth place, and we were down 3-0 after the first period, or something like that. It was ridiculous. And then our coaches were just leaning against the wall with their foot up. They're leaning against their foot and not even coaching. And I remember my son going. He did two. He went around the offensive zone once and then twice, and then he tried to make a move and he fell. And then the guy took the puck and went down the ice and scored. I didn't care that he turned the puck over. The only thing I did care about is how he reacted when he turned the puck over. And yeah, and I let him have it after. but between the second and third period, I went down and talked to the coaches. Because nothing was said. Mm-hmm. I think Cam, you can we don't as players, a lot of guys have talent, a lot of guys have a good work ethic, a lot of guys have them both. And for me, I wasn't the most talented guy, but my work ethic is the reason why I got to where I wanted to go. Yep. And now it's the biggest thing that that I try to instill in my kids. And even when I was coaching, so I coached the Blades for a couple of years. I was the assistant coach, but I'd go on the ice. That was the biggest thing, that I didn't care about all the other shit. I just wanted our kids to work hard. That's all. Because I knew if we worked hard, we'd win anyways, because we were that good. And I went down between the second and third period, and I knocked on the door, and I asked the coach from outside, I go, what's going on? I'm like, I said, do you want me to, I don't know what I said. It was a long time ago, but I wasn't mean about it. I just said, like, I want these kids, like, what are you teaching these kids right now? We're down, now it was 5-0. Mm-hmm. And nothing's been said on every time a kid came off the ice, I'd watch the bench to see if something was said, and nothing was said. So then I had it. I was done. I called him. I called him out there, and then 2 days later I called him at home, and I told him I was going to come on the bench and come to practices, because in Minnesota you can't have that. But I said, I don't care. I'm coming on these kids have to be well, they got to be coached.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
I'm not going to favor my kid. I don't think any ex-NHL guys favor their kids.
Is that laziness?
No, listen, most of them are actually harder on their own kids, and sometimes even too hard. And I noticed with a lot of the NHL guys, and like knowing these guys anyway from being around the team and covering the team, and then all of a sudden they transition into coaching, same organization, and they don't have any other distraction in life, really. I mean, they went from playing to being full-time youth hockey coaches. It's not like they have a job during the week, or they're lawyers or doctors or salespeople. So it's like they put every ounce of energy, emotionally, physically, mentally, whatever, into like coaching and winning these games, youth hockey. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's where, it
becomes too much sometimes too, though, man.
It can.
And we've seen that too, Andy, firsthand with some guys. Yeah. They're a little too hard, and you're like, oh, God. We see it sometimes when we're skating, where even non-NHL guys are just like fucking just hard on their kids, and you're like, my dad didn't do that. He stood away from everybody. Like, he contacted with me. But Blakey, I'll tell you what, though, those long road trips home, did you stare at your kid through the rearview mirror and just stare at him? Because that's what my dad did. Horrifying.
I was more the guy that would say my piece the first minute or two, and I'd let it go after that.
I hear you. Yeah. That's the way to do it.
Because he'd have to wipe his tears for the next 30 minutes.
I know, man.
I'm kidding.
I know you are. And you know what, man? You've done a great job.
You did a great job.
Listen, he's in a great spot, and I hope he gets drafted, and I hope they do well here in the final, too, man, against Fargo. So.
Man. It's good following you, dude. It's good to catch up. I just love it, man. I love you guys just pop up all over social media. I'm like, fucking these guys you played against, and it's like, I want to talk to you. So, man, I appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate the time. That's awesome. There was a time there for about 3 years I wasn't on social media, going through my family shit. I wanted to stay away from everything, but but it's nice. It is nice to see what guys are doing, and how they're living. And what about so you just moved, right? I just see your yard.
No one sees the inside of the house.
I'm a motherfucking fancy lad.
No one sees the inside of the house. We're waiting for pictures for the inside of the house.
Andy, I live out in like kind of far away from the city. I'm kind of a country boy, but and I'm nice to the golf course and all that stuff. But Andy lives in the wealthy part of the wealthyville of the wealthiness of St. Louis, and I'm kind of out in the middle of nowhere. But it's lovely out there. We golfed. Come out, damn it! Come on out, shit. I'll entertain you.
255 golfing. Why'd you choose 55?
55 is an awesome number, by the way. It is.
Why'd you choose that number?
I wore 5 in college. Don't ask me why I wore 5 in college. And then when I got to the NHL, Aki Berg wore 5, so they gave me 11. And then when I got traded to New York, they had like 28 available or something.
Ugh.
Or they gave me 14. Sorry, they gave me 14 when I got traded there. And I just didn't like that number. So I asked the equipment guy, could I have 55? And kind of the same. I was like, I don't know. I like 5. So I'll just double number makes me look a little bit bigger too.
Yes.
So he goes, well, you got to go talk to Mike. And I said, so I went in and I knocked on Mike's door, and I said, Mike, I was wondering if I could ask you a question. He's like, yeah, what is that? And I said, would you mind if I wore 55? And he looked at me. He's like, nope, not at all.
He's like, "Can you hang on? I'm trading the Wongo real quick, and then I'll get right back to you."
I'm going to sign somebody that's not going to do anything.
I'm going to trade Bertuzzi and Bertuzzi and Luongo, and then
I'm going to sign Yashin
and Chara, and then sign Yashin. Then I'll get right back to you.
Hey, real quick, last one. Was Yashin a cool cat?
Yes, Yashin was a really good guy.
Yeah, he's been offered up to us actually for the podcast. We got to do it. I just got to. Oh yeah,
get him on. Yashin's a good guy. He was a good guy. Like when you look back on your career, I mean, there's so many things that you wish you could have done differently. Or like for me, I wish I would have just enjoyed my time more and not been so serious and not done all the other bullshit, because I mean, it comes and it goes just like that. And, all this stuff, you meet all these guys from different parts of the world, and you play with all these guys, you battle with them night in and night out. I mean, I just wish for myself, I would have enjoyed it more. And like all the guys that I played with, I mean, they're all great guys. I mean, I don't think I ever played with like a real bad guy.
I know. I hear you on that.
You know what?
I'm friends with everybody too.
And Scott Sandelin, by the way, he was your assistant coach, right?
Sandy. Yeah.
And I can't believe your son rejected him. Isn't going to Duluth, by the way, and it's going to North Dakota. I guess it's okay because you went there. So
I went there.
Did he recruit him too, though, or no?
Well, we talked a little bit, but I mean, not much. I mean, Jackson was only in 9th grade when he signed at North Dakota.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, that's confidence booster at school, eh?
Well, I mean, he wanted to follow in his dad's footsteps. I mean, I don't know. I told him before. I said, this is you. This is about you, not about me. So obviously,
except
I want
you have to wear number 5.
Except you have to wear 55.
Number 5.
Whatever. We're going to double it because you look bigger.
Yeah, I know. I just, whatever. I really changed my life around. So I'm a whatever. I don't care where he goes as long as he.
Hey, what are they called? What are they called nawadays? It's not the Fighting Sioux. What is it? The Fighting Hawks?
Fighting nothing.
What is it?
The Fighting Hawks. It's the worst name.
Well, they didn't ask you about that. They should have asked you.
Yeah,
Jason.
I couldn't do anything.
No,
I didn't respond.
Just let it be.
Just let it be the Fighting Sioux.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
No shit.
All right, are you going to watch his game? Do you watch him online? Are you going to the games?
Like I watch his games online, but next week, so they really haven't opened up a lot of the attendance, but I'm going to go up to Fargo next weekend and watch him. He plays the first 2 games in Chicago and then the next 2
they don't give a shit in Fargo. They probably got a packed house there.
Come on in.
They're like, we don't care.
Come on in.
We've had 0 cases.
No one even knows. They're like,
what? We never even heard of COVID.
They don't even know. What's going on in this country?
We didn't even know.
Oh, Blakey, man. I appreciate you coming on, dude, man. It's cool.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Right on, man. Keep taking pictures of fucking. I like keeping
Lake
up with
Manataka.
you. I like keeping up, baby. I like keeping up. So it's fun to follow you on Facebook and shit, man. I'm so nerdy.
Sounds good.
All the best to the family, man. Appreciate it.
See you, Blakey.
You guys too. Take care.
Okay,
right on, buddy.
Bye-bye. All right, that was Jason Blake. He's a cool ass dude, man.
Great guy.
Good buddies with Jamie Langenbrunner. They hang out together all the time in Minnesota. He's a hockey dad. Gave some good advice. We always have to get the advice, Cam, from these hockey dads, man, on how to handle the parents.
Yes, I know. We chirp the parents a lot and stuff like that. And rightfully so, because it's abundant when you see it. And I'm not even coaching and I see it just walking to the alumni room, dude. You know what I'm talking about, Andy. So I love to get their perspective on that kind of shit during the game, how you deal with it being a former pro with these guys. And I don't know. It's just interesting to hear everybody's different evaluation on how they take different things when it comes to youth hockey and the parents and coach. I mean, all that shit. So he had a lot to say, man. Great guy. Just a good dude doing his shit. Loves his kids.
You know what I liked what he said, though? I mean, we get guys who come on here and they bash certain people. And listen, it's not intentional. Like, we're not looking to bash anybody. But we ask
except for you
players about their experience of either playing for or playing with guys that are kind of lightning rods. But he loved Mike Milbury, man. He had great things to say about Mike Milbury. Like, it's not all negative all the time, you know?
Well, when you're a hard-working guy, man, Mike Milbury's going to like you. And that's why I never had any problems with any coaches, really. I mean, I knew where I stood, and I just busted my ass. I mean, Andy Murray kind of drove me crazy a couple times because but I was a little cocky at that point with stuff. So I don't know, man. Like I like a lot of people said Mike Keenan's fine too. It's just a certain type of players don't like him, but certain type of players do like different coaches like that because they're kind of similar with their aggressiveness and shit.
Yeah, Hitch is the same way. I mean, some guys don't like him, some guys do.
Torts. I mean, fuck. We talked to everybody. We talked about every single coach in the league. I think, man.
I wouldn't put Milbury in the same category, as like Hitch and some of these guys that like lasted forever and were like winners, won cups and whatever.
Yep.
But
you're right.
Ron Wilson, though, like those guys in Toronto did not like Ron Wilson.
Yeah.
I've interviewed him before. I actually like him, and we should get him on one day.
Yeah, get him.
He's got a great story. A lot of history there with Brian Burke. So maybe we'll do that. But anyway, I enjoyed Jason Blake, man. Love to hear the feedback from the listeners as always. So check out CamandStrick.com. And again, all the new merchandise, but you can listen to past episodes. And you can find a way to get a hold of us there too if you don't want to go to our social medias accounts. You can go to Instagram and Twitter and all that type of stuff. But Jason Blake was cool, man. All the best to his son going to North Dakota. And love talking to these old school USA hockey guys, man.
Damn right. And again, if you're a sponsor out there, you want to get your name out, you're in Canada, you're in Michigan, you're wherever the fuck, and you want to sponsor with us, guys, like you're dealing with us. Just remember that we got to keep this thing going. And, whatever, there's a lot of little hockey, you got a bunch of, you own a company that has something to do with hockey or an energy drink or charcoal. I don't give a shit. Just think about it. If you want to come on board with us and team up with us, we'll help you pump that bad boy up. And you're dealing with Andy and I. And if Andy's a bullshitter, I'll smack him in his face.
Hey, I don't know about the pork yet, man. That's the one thing I just can't.
Andy, we'll get to it.
Okay,
pork? Are you kidding?
Somebody sent me a picture of a pork shoulder. Like what's the shoulder? Is it like the real shoulder? Like the real shoulder?
Oh, I'll eat that pig, baby. Whoa, so good. I want to roast a pig for fucking 20 hours. Put it in that fucking cooker, baby. That little lazy Susie that you spinning around. Oh Lord, inject that motherfucker. Season it. Put bacon over the loin part so it doesn't. Oh God, so good, Andy. Shut your mouth. You haven't eaten it yet.
By the way,
I'm cooking you bacon.
I cook my steaks. I've got a thing that you can put inside of it. It tells me what the temperature is, which is unbelievable. Okay, I get my internal temperature.
New.
It's called a probe.
New.
It's called
nothing new. It's nothing new, dude.
130 degrees. 130 degrees.
I want mine 122, homie. I want mine 122. I want pink. I want it bloody, baby. I want to taste that meat. I look at yours. It's fucking all gray. Look like a brisket. Meaning it's all gray in the middle.
Well, no, it kind of is.
Steaks aren't supposed to be that way.
Watch, listen. I like my steaks well done.
You don't know how you like your steaks. You don't eat steak. Stop saying it.
But here's the thing: when I'm learning here, Cam, though, I want to go. I figured it was to go safe. The safest route would be to cook it longer.
Safest route is not overcooking it. The safest route is undercooking it because you can always cook it more. The hell is wrong with you?
No. I like a little crispiness. I like a little crispiness.
You didn't have any crispiness on it because you didn't sear it because you didn't have any fucking fire under it. Stop it. Stop. Get to the fucking sponsor.
Dude, you have no idea what a Traeger is. There is fire, and I see the fire, and it cooks it perfectly. That's what it's for. You act like it's a crock pot.
Stop it.
Hey, I got to get you over here to look at my A85. This is an A85, Cam. I don't know what you're talking about. And I got a shelf on it too, which you have to pay extra for.
Oh yeah,
and I got the shelf
because when you sometimes you have to even with. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done talking about it. I'm done.
Separate little grills for like vegetables and stuff like that. Okay,
and that's fine. And that's fine.
That's extra. I paid extra for that.
I don't give a fuck. Get to the goddamn sponsors. I'm done talking about it today.
Well, we'll get into it next time for sure. Anybody wants to ask me about barbecue, wants pictures, I can probably freeze flash that shit and send it to you up in Alberta too. Yeah, send you a steak or two.
Yeah, send it to those farmers up in Alberta, the cattle farmers up in Alberta. They want to taste your meat. Now, fuck on. They're laughing at you right now.
They're not laughing at Car Shield. They love Car Shield.
Hell yeah. That's
Carshield.com, 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM. You're going to save 10%. Again, if something goes down in your car, make sure you're protected. Could be a computer, could be an engine, could be something that could cost you thousands and thousands of dollars, but it won't.
Fuel pump,
when you're protected
anything.
with CarShield. Yeah, you won't pay anything. And you got your little you got your protection plan. Could be short term, long term. Pick where you want to take it. Pick who the mechanic is. And really, it doesn't get any better. Oh, do you hear my birds chirping? Listen to that. Hold on.
Andy,
I got a lot. Cam, I live like in a bird sanctuary. Hang
Andy, everybody has birds, you idiot. Stop.
No, not like mine. Look how loud they are.
Are they different kinds of birds? Are they different kinds?
I've got Blue Jays, Cardinals, Robins.
I'm looking at 15 right now, homie. I'm looking at eagles like grabbing snakes.
It's not a competition who has the best birds. I'm telling you, my birds are singing to me right now.
Well, you're a bird watcher. You're a bird watcher.
Hey,
you've been a bird watcher for 20 years. I've seen you in the locker room.
You hear that? Oh, listen to that. So you want to know like who's watching over you, who's tapping you on the shoulder, like you said?
It ain't birds.
It's the birds.
Bird watcher.
DaredevilHockey.com. Get yourself protected. Get your kids protected.
Yeah.
Cam, again, real quick. The hockey parent who's like, my kid doesn't need that.
My kid's tough. What the fuck does that mean? Is his skin made of leather? Because you get your fucking wrist cut and then he's bleeding all over the goddamn place. You got to take him to rush him to the hospital. My kid's tough though. He doesn't need. What are you talking about? You ain't even tough. So he's tough, but you're not. It doesn't work that way, homie. Unless your wife's a fucking badass, I guess. But she's not tough.
Which is possible.
You're right. Which is possible. That's true. Very true. So just fucking protect your kid and stop being an idiot. It's honestly that simple. Like if my dad had this and my dad is old school, I mean, like he'd be like, oh my God, yeah, I don't want to be just cut around his wrist. He's seen me get cut so many times over the years.
These are
horrible.
These are endangered birds. These are endangered.
It's like
these are
Galapagos Islands.
These are birds that you don't typically.
You're in the
see.
fucking city, Andy. You live in the city. You literally. You're 7 minutes from like the biggest crime riddled area in United States, and you're acting like you're living in. You're 7 minutes from downtown. Your house is 7 minutes from downtown.
No, it's
you
like 15, dude.
Bullshit. You live right by
10 to
Highway
15.
4. I know exactly where you're at. You're 7 minutes from downtown, dude. Who are you kidding? And you're acting like you're living in a fucking jungle in the Amazon. Go fuck yourself.
Well, it's a bird sanctuary. If you hear these birds chirping, can you hear them though? Honestly,
no. Can I go?
Hang on.
Stop.
Daredevil is lightweight, compression-based layer designed with Kevlar cut-resistant fabric overlays. This is proven to be the best stuff on the market. They partner with the Canadian Hockey League, the CHL, all the major junior leagues. A bunch of NHL players are using this stuff too. Protects all the vulnerable areas of the upper and lower body from skate lacerations. DaredevilHockey.com. Use that promo code CAM and Strick, all caps. You're going to save 25% off your purchase. Do that today. And of course, like I said, Bellman.com, man, our boy Dan Bellman.
I want that.
Just in time for the warm weather. Hey, stop. I'm going to mute you during these because you're talking about I don't even know if they have any dualies on the lot or not right now.
You don't know what they are. You don't even know what they are.
I've never seen one.
Because
does a Mercedes make a dually?
You're a city boy. You're a city boy, dude.
They make a dually Range Rover.
Fuck it. I'm getting a nutsack hanging down from that bad boy. Fuck this shit.
I'm sure you will. I will get one of these.
I want you to. I'm going to do that to you. I'm going to do that to you. I'm gonna sneak up on your little car, your little Volvo or whatever you fucking got, and I'm gonna put a fat ass nutsack on the back of that thing. If you guys don't know, you should know it. There's nutsacks that these hillbilly boys out by me have on the back of their big Dodges, and this like
on their tow hitch.
On their tow hitch, and it sits right there and it flops in the wind. It's the most ridiculous shit in the world. But I'm going to do that to Andy one of these days. It's going to be a fat one too.
Oh my
monster
God.
Size.
And I'll never know. I'll never know.
You're up to like Frontenac and they're like, "Hi everyone, I'm here." And they're like, "What's?" You're not allowed in our club anymore, Andy. I don't accept that. I'm going to ruin your shit. I'm going to ruin your status with the yuppies.
Hey, get to Bellman in time for the summer, man. The big selection, family-friendly vehicles. If you're looking to make that road trip
this summer. No better place to get your vehicle than Bellman, BEHLMANN.com in Troy, Missouri. This is the perfect dealership for family trips. I'm telling you. They got mid-size crossovers, full-size SUVs, including, Cam, the all-new 5-passenger Buick Envision, or the legendary Jeep Grand Cherokee, the 7- and 8-passenger Buick Encore. How about the GMC Acadia, the Dodge Durango, and I love the full-size Kings of the Road, Cam. That's what I'm looking at, the GMC Yukon, that Cadillac Escalade that I'm going to order through Dan. Already made the phone call.
Yeah.
We're working on that. And the all-new Jeep Wagoneer. So check that out in Troy. Great hockey people, best customer service anywhere. And we love our boy, Dan Bellman, and all the support that we get here on the Cam and Strick podcast. Again, camandstrick.com. Check it out. All the new merchandise. I want to get some feedback on that, what you like, what you don't like, and listen to past episodes if you haven't had a chance to listen to them all. If you're new to the podcast, welcome aboard. I mean, we got people coming on, Cam, that are like brand new.
Pardon my language. Sorry about that. I get riled up, man. He pisses me off all the time. And like I get riled up. So I'm sorry. This is kind of how we let loose. So I'm sorry. If the kid's in the car, we don't cater to kids. So we cater to you. Kick your feet up, open that Bud Light, whatever the hell, drink. I want you looking over the water, and then put this damn thing on and let us entertain you. If you're driving with your, well, maybe not with a wife. Yeah, she might like it. I don't care. Just not children. So sorry about that. Sorry about the language.
We've got some great episodes coming up too, man. Some really good ones. So looking forward to bringing that to all of y'all. Okay. camandstrick.com. Check it out and keep listening. Appreciate all the support.
Love you guys.
Everybody on the Cam and Strick podcast.